Welcome to iCast Summon Friends. We have today, you'll see it's a new face. We've got a new setup thanks to Miale. Much thanks to her for getting that sorted out. So yeah, here we go. We've got Burke, the Battlemaster Fighter Hobgoblin. We've got Ravenous, the Warlock Great Old One Tiefling. Lyroon, the Monk of the Path of Mercy Elf. Nanto, the Bard, Glamour Bard of Warforged. Hala, the Monk of the Four Elements Kobold. And our new character, Will, the Glory Paladin Human. Is it Glory Paladin? I never actually checked.
Oh, it is. It's Glory.
Yeah, good.
Sort of.
Here we go.
I'll fight it.
Yeah, and I think we've officially got 5 people talking in the chat at the same time, which means I get to tick that Twitch achievement thing, which means we just need, I think, like 20 more followers or whatever, and then we have affiliate status.
Nice.
Which is pretty cool. I don't know what that means, but it means it's
Not much.
Yeah, I think it means I can then put videos up on Twitch. So, the story so far, and some lovely new character art from Sammy. Yeah, it was a pretty dramatic couple of episodes with Nanto desperately trying to recite enough poetry to entrance the guards before you, because you'd found yourselves trapped in a suspect room of Lord Flasheart's manor, having dived into it thinking that would be the dungeon, but actually discovering it's something not quite innocuous, but certainly not what you were looking for.
It's a dungeon.
It's a dungeon. Yeah, definitely is a dungeon. Yeah, you, after managing to recite poetry for an entire minute, you're able to entrance 3 of the guards, including their leader, after I think mostly Burke had managed to slay the other leader of the guards, and so you managed to quell them, not unassisted by Johnny, also your new best friend, giving
His friends call him Johnny.
Giving his best testament to your good deeds. Meanwhile, Ravenous and Hala had been downstairs in the dungeons of Lord Flasheart's manor, in the real dungeons, and had managed to break their way through and terrify enough people to make their way over to rescue Will, along with a noble prisoner. I don't think you guys catch his name in the end, but yeah, he's been tagging along for the ride, and you discovered that his servant had been chopped apart. So yeah, where we left off last episode was essentially you were making your way back out. I think Burke and Burke and Lyrin had come downstairs into the dungeon to come assist. Nanto has been given a guided tour around the mansion by all his new friends. And I think Hala had just been calling out to the party as you guys were coming up out of the dungeon. Hala, if you could give me a wisdom check just to start off this episode.
Okay.
Oh, that's not ominous or anything.
Yeah.
We're about to be entranced by the beauty.
8.
Cool. So so Hala, as you're coming out of that secret underground dungeon, start calling out Nanto, get on down here, come join us. Nanto, you are in the midst of getting your tour around the mansion. So here you are. So you got your platoon of guards following you around. The charmed ones all closest to you. The one that's in blue is their leader. Where you're being led through right now is it's like a walkway going over a nice dining area. There's 2 long tables, each with almost like a throne at the head of it, a ladies' and a men's throne, like his and hers almost. There's a rich fireplace, and there's a big taxidermy dragon's head hanging over the fireplace. Probably you're looking at the burn marks on it, you'd guess it's one of the ones they fireballed in the arena not too long ago.
His and hers, like a set of towels and carpet seats.
And you just hear this voice. You hear Hala's voice calling out to you, and then the non-charmed guards all whip their heads around, like, was that Hala? What is she doing here? And they look very confused, and 1 or 2 of them start like going for their weapons and turning away to start making their way in that direction. What do you do, Nanto?
So the charmed ones are still just like adoring my presence, right?
Yeah, I mean they're like true groupies. They're following you around wherever you go and hanging on your every word. But the others are just sort of following orders, and they've heard a voice that they don't recall being with your party when they got charmed.
Oh, how do I get out of this?
More fast friends. If only.
Hmm. Ooh. Oh boy, because now this is like... To be honest, I didn't think we'd open it up with another oh crap moment so quickly.
It's taking him so long. Hey, Nanto guy, come on, hurry up!
I tried to get things done quietly and nice, but no.
It was either waste time trying to find Naoto or just bring him to us.
That's why I like you, Hala. The direct approach. Come on, I'm really hankering for a drink here. I can barely speak at this point. Where's this guy? Nanto!
Yeah.
He'll be here soon.
And so the guards, like, they hear this voice ringing out that they know definitely they shouldn't be hearing out, and they're like, oh no. Oh. And then they look back to you, Nanso, and like, and then the lead guard, and like, were you just a strip? Oh shit! And they just turn around and start running off. Meanwhile,
wait. Oh, can I say something?
Yeah, go for it.
I want to say, oh well, I've seen her in the arena quite often. Maybe she's just here early, invited by Lord Flasheart himself.
Give me a persuasion check.
I would love to.
All this wavering voice going on. I'd love to.
Oh god!
Yep,
In other games, we call this the BS check.
Yeah, perception.
With that Nat 2 BS check. Yeah, so they're just like, they don't even listen to you, and they're already taking off. So 5 cards. So those of you downstairs, you start to hear a few shouts from upstairs from the party that was escorting that, and thundering feet.
We were doing so well.
Sound levels thing. So are we above that sound level though?
Yeah, you're above it. That's why they were able to hear Hannah shouting.
Okay, just double checking.
Yeah.
Sorry, thunderous feet, as in it sounds like trouble?
Yeah. So it's like tricky, boom, 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 boom. No, coming.
Oh my god!
Alright, sounds like I'm gonna get to have some fun after all. You know what? Didn't get to do my morning workouts for the last few days. This might make up for it.
Every feature.
Yeah, he's tapped. He is beyond.
So
tapped.
it's worth saying. Actually,
Don't be kidding. I've got half my HP.
Yeah. So it's worth saying, Will, you'd be able to look at the others and see that they're fatigued and wounded and not looking particularly. You, on the other hand, have all your resources. You'd have just about got on your grandmother's armor by now, I think. So you got your armor.
You know what? I'm feeling pretty good. I'm wearing Gramsci's armor again. Why don't you guys go ahead and find your friend, and I'll distract them.
Just one moment. Lyroon, do you still
Yes.
have the writ for us to get into here?
Yes. We should just get out of here.
Could you pass
What,
that to
and
me,
leave your
please?
buddy behind?
Sorry, what was that, Brooke?
Could you pass that to me?
Sure. Does it?
Yeah, so as the guards are coming, Brooke would just stand a bit in front of the group, just unraveling that parchment. There are definitely a few cuts on it. There's definitely a few blood splatters on it, which frankly none of them should have been by the time Daggerfart signed on it. And just waiting to see their reaction the moment they come.
Okay, so
Hey, I want some too. I'm gonna just budge in a little bit next to him, stand shoulder to shoulder, and this seems to be something
Nice.
that she's out of practice for, but very much happy to share the front lines with somebody.
And is your sword already out and ready or still sheathed?
Oh hell yeah! Great sword is ready to lob some limbs.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Meanwhile, Hala, Ravenous, and Lyroon, what are you three doing?
Yeah, I'm on Will's shoulder last I remember, so.
So yeah, you're with them, okay.
Oh god.
What about Ravenous and Lyroon?
Lyroon's going to sigh. Okay. Alright, whatever.
What's wrong, handsome? Haven't got it in you for another fight? Come on, you already did the hard work. This is just the fun part.
This is entirely unnecessary is what I'm going at, but things have already happened.
Yeah, we're
Well, if
already.
they let us in the first place, none of this would have happened. So it's kind of on them at this point.
Yeah, you know what? I'm with Hala. It's on them. I'm gonna just reach up for a high five to Hala, who's like on my shoulder.
Yep, just like the whole not even looking at each other, just high five.
High five, and then she starts. Hallis just falls backwards because of the force.
Oh.
Okay.
No. Hala is giving me 5. It's okay.
Okay.
So
So it looks like we're having a fight then.
and Ravenous, you were well. What are you doing?
I mean, the gods don't know I exist yet, so I could carry on just being a sneaky and just doing my own shit.
You could just go.
You could just leave. You
Can I
carry on
make my way
robbing.
up? Yeah, absolutely. I've got a layout of this whole place. I know exactly where I'm heading.
Gosh.
So I'm gonna go head to like the closest stairwell and just kind of.
No. Ravenous, would Brooke notice you doing that?
I don't know. Would you?
Give me give me a stealth check and a perception check, and let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, I get a
Just
stealth.
picturing that moment of like, you will never break through. We will stand again. We.
Ravenous? What the hell?
Ravenous?
I got a 12.
So yeah, he definitely spots you trying to sneak away. So yeah, Brooke, you're just like mobilising, getting to the stairs, along, putting your shoulder to shoulder to Will, and you just something in the back of your mind is just a tickling like, wait, what would Ravenous be doing?
Yeah, I'm just kind of, glancing around. Lyroon's kind of resigned to it. It seems like we have a couple very keen for a fight, and wait. Ravenous, what are you up
Like
to?
mid-stealth, like.
We're supposed to be getting out of here, Ravenous.
All right. I guess you don't want that plate armor that I saw earlier.
Let's just go.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. I follow on. Head and tail slumped.
Okay, so you're just going to take up position with the others. So these 5 regular guards, they troop away from Nanto. The guards with Nanto are quite insistent on carrying on giving you the tour. So Nanto, what do you do?
Of course. Well, I would love to continue having the tour. I mean, I don't see what could be going wrong. They are my friends, after all.
Excellent. So yeah,
The most important thing is, as usual, I will be looking out for anything I could secretly yoink with my telepathy or telekinesis.
Okay. Yeah.
Those 2 words keep getting flipped, and it's just
They
it's
really
destroying me. It's really bad.
It's all Savvy's fault.
Sorry.
So yeah, essentially, I'm well aware that I can make an invisible hand to grab things. So if there is something like evidence, I know we already have good evidence, but like,
Well,
You don't know.
You don't.
yeah, well, I don't.
Depending
Yeah,
how
I
I
don't.
know.
Actually, yeah, you're right. I don't know that we have good evidence yet, so I'm still looking for it.
Okay. So yeah, they all continue leading you down across that walkway into this like large round stone tower. Inside, you can see it looks like you're on the middle floor. There's a very, very grand piano over in one corner with ivory keys and the ivory keys, but then the black minor keys, I don't know what they're called, are made out of onyx. So like some semi-precious stone, it looks like they're made out of. There's a long dining table that's littered with tasty-looking food, very, very expensive-looking carpet and a rich, luxurious sofa, curved corner sofa. Obviously, you have a lot of experience with sofas, so that might give
I'm
you
gonna
fear.
ignore the sofa, but the food, I would love to ask if I could take one.
We have it all. For such beauty. Oh. And this is like the hulking guy in the black like plate metal armor. So while you're having this luxury tour and you're giving a look around this tower, meanwhile, yeah, those 5 regular guards all come trooping over towards the party. And you start
Before they
screaming.
get to us, I bless.
Oh, cool. What level and who do you target with it?
First level bless. Will, Brooke, Lyroon, and Hala. Just because I feel like Ravenous would have been a little bit further back,
I'm a distance fighter anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it can help everyone, but it's
Doesn't know that, but we're standing behind us, so that just
I mean, I
makes
did
sense.
try and sneak away from the party, so it would make sense I'm further away.
Yeah.
At this point, you probably think that she's the rogue. But yeah, so
I really do.
Very bad one. I got found out straight away.
so yeah, you're all in position as Buruk at the front with the blood-stained, cutted writ held up. Will casting bless on the party and this great sword in hand, and the rest of you just sort of reluctantly standing there. And the nobleman that you've rescued is like, I mean, why don't we just get out the front door? This seems, but it's too late. The 5 guards are charging over, and they get to the top of the stairs and. What are you
I
doing
like this
here?
noble.
In the name of Lady Daggerford, we're here to do things in order with the town's militia.
And if you feel like disobeying her, then I'm gonna have a good day.
I love Will.
Give me. Up to you, Burke. Advantage, persuasion, or intimidation check.
I'd go for persuasion. I don't think I'm trying to intimidate them. I'm
Yeah.
just stating that we're legal here.
Yes, Will's intimidatingly backing up your persuasion.
Yeah. Just check.
Intimidatingly persuading.
Yeah.
Just to check, does bless
doesn't- Yeah,
go
it's
into
just
that?
savings and attack rolls, I'm afraid,
Okay.
not skill checks. I always get caught up by that. Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
That will be a 2, which advantage successfully increases to 3, and modifier successfully
Wow.
puts it back to 2.
Well, you know what? That's only fair because Will kind of wants to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're not exactly trying to help me prevent the fight, and the writ doesn't exactly look like the most official of things by now.
No.
I mean, it was
Battered big red guy in armor next to me. Will is essentially saying, "Hi, you need to either let us out, but either way, I'm happy. Bring it on." Her
One more
holy
thing that
symbol
Let's
painted.
put it like let's just put it like this. We already got our friend Will right over here, who's seen all of Lord Flasheart's dirty little secrets. We have plenty of evidence saying that he's done quite horrendous deeds. And now you are here trying to defend him, even though we could just walk right out this door. And I'm sorry, how many of your men have we already had to go through already? The question
just-
here is, do you want to be
1,
among those
2,
numbers?
3, 4, 5, 8, man. 8.
Mhm.
You should just finish us counting through the spears in the backpack. It's like a massive cooler at this point.
And,
How
like,
many spears have I used?
and they look
How many
over
dead men?
to the blood-splattered entranceway into that secret tunnel that you were going into earlier. You know, there's still like all the marks from all the spears that have been hurled, and then they look back to you and say,
I'd like to take a small step
Just
forward.
and the Hollow just cracking her knuckles, like daring them.
We'll step forward with Hala on my shoulder, cracking her knuckles, daring them, going, "Come on. I haven't got all day, and it's been a long time since I've had a drink. So I'm not going to spend too long having fun with you."
and they're just sort of looking to each other nervously, and just... but the one at the front, he's like his lip wobbling slightly, he just levels his spear. He's like, "Look, if we let them go, Flasheart will have our hides. We've got," and then just starts charging forward down the stairs.
No.
just one for now. The others are just watching him as he charges forward, just see what happens.
Quick, just backhand the guy.
I want to hit him with my sword. Come on.
Does
Yeah,
that
so
mean combat
How many
and
of
we
us
have to
just
roll
want to
initiative?
beat up? So we're all just gonna beat up on this one dude. How?
Kick this one dude.
Yeah, basically this is what I envisage is going to happen. You're just going to annihilate, or eviscerate this one guy, and we'll see what happens.
I'm gonna be as
Try and
non-lethal
grapple.
as possible.
Yeah, so Lorian's just like, no.
With that.
The nobleman with his spear is like, well, this seems entirely unnecessary. I mean, really. Will, Buruk, I presume you two are both, and Hallow, I assume you three are all backhanding. To
I
various
am
degrees.
trying to grapple
It is gonna
him
be
just
It's gonna be non-lethal.
What about you,
But-
Ravis? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Hallow.
Yeah, it's non-lethal, but yeah, I basically will just as soon as I guess Brooke goes into grapple him, Hollow is just leaping off of Will's shoulder, quarterstaff in hand, and it's just gonna go like one strike down as she's coming down, and as she's still going down, she brings the other end up and hits him right in the chin.
Nice.
And that's a 25 and a 24 to hit for 8 + 6 damage.
Cool. Okay. So yeah, he's charging down the stairs, and immediately it's wham wham, and he's just already like starting to like pinwheel on the spot from the blows. Ravenous, what were you going to do, by the way?
I'll just see how annihilated he does or doesn't look after those attacks, and then
Okay,
lay something off if he needs a little extra sort of zapping.
so you're just sort of holding ready. Burke,
What
Will.
level of annihilation are we dealing with?
Yeah. How fucked is this dude?
How many bits of body parts are there? Oh.
So,
You just use your
at
longsword for now. I think that'll do the trick. This isn't an intense combat just yet.
just to check, he was charging at us with a spear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm basically grabbing that spear as he's diving on us.
As soon as this guy goes down, I have something to say. Like the second he goes down, I have words.
Okay.
I mean, it didn't have to be this way.
Give us those rolls.
True.
Sure didn't.
So let's have those rolls.
Whose rolls do you want?
To our attack.
Will?
Both Burke and Will.
Mine is 17 athletics for grapple.
Oh, okay, that's what you do. Yeah. Right, let me just roll his contest. Which is a fail. And it was a close. He got a nat 15.
A close fail.
Okay, a close fail.
Yeah. Okay.
It's still a fail.
So
I wish I remembered the freaking quote from Fast and Furious. It's kind of like saying like, "You almost had me." You almost had me.
okay. And then Will goes for the yeah, it's a melee attack, so you can smite non-lethally.
Wonderful. I'm gonna smite. And I'm gonna do it at second level. And I swear I have a point. So I'm going to summon up the radiant fury of my god. Non-lethally.
Non-lethally radiant non-lethal fury.
To be fair, of all deities, that one does knock people unconscious.
Who is it?
You wouldn't know.
I forget how you had us pronounce it. I know it's we pronounce it Dionysus, but it's
Dionysus.
Oh yeah.
it starts like a the.
Yeah,
Dionysus?
Dionysus. That's 21 to hit for
Okay.
22 damage.
So he's,
Ow!
So as this guy comes forward, there's Hala tumbling towards him. He said something about Flasheart. I wasn't paying too much attention. But as this like fully armored chick raises her arms behind her head to bring down the sword, she's like, Flasheart will have your hide. And there's just this like scent of ale being spilt across the floor as light brightly explodes from this really foolhardy person's chest. Do you really think that after the hell I've been through, there's anything Flasheart can do that's gonna be worse than what I'm about to? Move!
Fire.
so yeah, it's
I'm
this
loving
spear
the fire in this.
the Garvin charging down the stairs, like wham wham, 2 strikes from Hala. Burke like grabbing the spear and just holding him in place, and then Will just wallop, and this glorious radiant light just explodes from her sword, and he just crumples unconscious to the ground instantaneously from the spontaneous blows. No need for Ravenous to give an annihilation shot, thankfully. The other guards at the top of the stairs watch their comrade just charge down and immediately get eviscerated and like, nope.
Just went really hard.
Now, here's how this is gonna go. We came here with an official writ. We were gonna do this all nice and simple like. But because some of your people got a little bit too, we'll say, feisty, we had to defend ourselves. Isn't that right? Just like the most, like, an innocent smile that hides devilish intent.
It's gonna be good cop, bad cop here because there's Baruch there, and just Will not even using words, just breathing really hard. Fists
in the meantime,
clenched
just
around the greatsword.
Buruk
It's
just
just all
shakes on the
backdrop.
spear, chucks it behind all the others. Says, That's 9. Anyone else?
Yes.
Yeah, I like
Still
to
only
imagine
counts as one.
his unconscious body still holding on to it, and you're just like, ugh. Right.
I just kind of shake him down from the spear before.
Okay. Yeah, no, just like, yeah, okay. Look, we're just doing our jobs. Please, don't smite us. And they're just like stepping backwards, and trying to make their way back the way they'd been coming.
Oh, I know you're trying to do your jobs, but so were we. And
Let me
it would
look
be
over my shoulders. Hold on.
Hmm?
Go on, Hala. Finish. Sorry.
Oh yeah, we were just trying to do our jobs as well, but well, this is how it turns out when you guys get in our way. So, like I said, we came here to do a job. Some of your men got a little feisty, and we had to put some of them down.
They
Isn't that
should
right?
you're on authority of some lordling. We're here on Countess Daggerford. It's slightly of a trump card if you want.
Yeah, guys,
Kind
you
of a
got him.
big
They're already there. Listen, I'm not gonna start any more trouble, but I've got all this kind of like pent up anger, so I'm just gonna scare him a little bit. I'll be right back. And I'm not properly giving chase. I'm just gonna scare them a little bit. Follow with my great sword, like Jack and freaking.
What are the chances they will be running all the way to Nanto?
I'm running back to the captain.
So,
Yeah,
while that's... Oh, sorry, go ahead, Hannah.
No, go ahead. Let's see how this plays out.
So, yeah, well, Will takes off charging after them, sort of not quite like fully sprinting, but just mostly scare running and roaring after them. Ravenous, Lyroon, what are you two doing? So there seems to be this sort of intimidation at the front of your party. The nobleman sort of looks to Lyroon and says, I don't want to be involved in any said bloodshed. Shall we retire? I have a room actually over at the Lady Luck that I would appreciate your company at.
Oh, we need to head to the Duchess as quickly as possible before Lord Flasheart finds us. That's probably the safest place, in my opinion.
Ah. Right. Yes, of course. We're in Lord Flasheart's house. We're in Lord Flasheart's. Right. And do we know when he will return?
Judging by oh right, you wouldn't have heard the sound. He's currently occupied in an arena fight that should be finishing any moment now. We should be out of here several minutes ago.
Several minutes ago.
I should have been out here yesterday.
And
We
so
should be out of here with Will, which is proving a bit difficult. Oh, do you reckon she'll be back soon?
All right, Will, you had your fun. Come on, Naoto, whatever the heck you're doing, we leaving now. If you're here with us, that's great. If you're not, it's not going you.
If not,
Witness.
you didn't say if not. Like, what if not? I know, I don't have to.
There is no if not.
okay,
Come.
so sort of Ravenous, what are you doing? Oh, you could just watch. You don't have to do anything. You can just be watching.
Just wait and see what happens. And then
You can
go
try and
off
sneak
the
off
top.
again. Yeah. Otherwise, you're.
No, I'm not doing bad things, so I'm just gonna not do it.
Hollow's making her way to the door at this point, because we do need to just sit there and get up out of here. She's probably not gonna go through the front entrance. She's gonna go probably for like the
Yeah,
looking at the whole.
you only know the left-hand back entrance, so yeah, you can certainly go.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. Like, but I'm looking at the map. I'm trying to see if there's like, if she would know of any other. Because it looks like there's just the main gate going directly inside, and then like where the service quarters is. So I think she would try to go to the service quarters to avoid too much to avoid having to go through the main gate.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So while
I've got Hala on my shoulders, so I'm following the way that she's telling me to go.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so you were charging upstairs. Yeah, so we'll get back to that in a minute. So camera pan away, back to Nanto. Getting your nice guided tour. You don't hear any. You just distantly actually you can hear just like someone yell slightly as possibly as they're charging into combat, possibly a slight radiant explosion in the distance. Yeah, and
Slightly radiant.
Yeah, slightly radiant, and you're just getting handed. So you got this lovely selection of like roast meats that have just been laid out on the table, far superior to anything you've cooked throughout this campaign, which is not difficult because you burnt everything you've touched so far.
Hey, I am a wonderful cook, I'll have you know. Okay?
Oh, you should be.
I mean,
I
it's
should be a good cook.
No, look, it's
I know
terrible
all the
Santa to say
recipes.
he burnt everything. No, he overseasoned some of them. He left some of them raw, and he burnt some of them.
See, I don't burn everything. Sometimes I don't cook it at all. Jeez, you're so unfair.
So
Nanto. Nanto.
so yeah, you,
So,
you can just about start hearing the rest of the party calling to you.
Actually,
Right.
can I disengage, and start running up the stairs looking for Neto?
Oh, okay. So you're taking disengage action and running around, hunting for Nanto. You can certainly
That's
try.
fine.
Yeah. While the rest of you are sort of looking to each other in confusion, as Will and Halla just sort of take off charging, screaming after the guards to scare them. Lyroon just immediately sprints, just ducking and weaving, and soon overtaking the guard, like whipping past Will, and the guards will see him like sprinting towards him, like but he just sprints straight past them. Nanto, what are you doing?
So I imagine at this point I'm hearing them call out, but while this was happening, I didn't spot any additional like evidence or anything, like any journals or flyers or note-keeping ledgers.
Not where you are right now. There might be some elsewhere. From what you saw when you were coming into this manor, this tower, it's got a ground floor, and there's an exit on the ground floor. And you would know there's a floor above you just based on the height of it, but you don't know where evidence might be or what's where. Ravenous but you don't.
Well, if Lyroon's calling out, Lyroon was with us when we were getting assaulted in the dungeon. So I would be more than happy to have Lyroon join me on the tour.
Okay, so you can just distantly make out like the pattering of feet because Lyroon's not trying to be subtle in the slightest.
Sounds faster than a horse. But
Yeah.
not so.
Running faster than a horse, in fact, because monks ruin
Monk.
DM's lives.
Yep.
So easy enough to.
It's the monks, right?
So easy enough for Lyroon to work out what the tour has gone, because you can hear the guardsmen trying to impress Nanto, actually, sort of fawning over him. And you can see here is this wonderful roast boar. You must try the apple sausages.
You know, I have cooked quite a number of boars in my day.
Oh, of course you have. And so you just
Of course,
hear
why
this.
wouldn't you? You're the wonderful, marvelous Nanto.
Exactly. So Lyroon, you can hear them. You can troop your way over there quick enough. What do you do?
I run up to Nanto and interrupt everything. Sorry.
You're here to join us? They are giving
No.
a wonderful tour.
We need to get out of the building right now. Like, I'm sorry. We have very pressing matters to go to, kid.
Oh, well, that is disappointing. I was enjoying my time with my dearest friend, Johnny, over here.
And Johnny is wonderful.
It's like chest puffing up like, proudly. Yeah, I'm his dearest friend.
I'm going to turn to Johnny and just say, oh, well, you know how it is being the life of a famous performer and storyteller. Everyone needs you at every time. So, unfortunately, I believe I'm being called elsewhere to pursue my greatness. We'll have to pick up the tour some other time, Johnny, but I'll have you know and reassure you, you've done a fantastic job. And I'm very thankful for our friendship.
And you can, as happy as he is, you can see there's just a little bit of like slight slump to the shoulders. He's just sad to see his best friend go, and they're all like, "Oh," but yeah. So they're like, "All right, well, it was a pleasure having you here. Sorry for the misunderstanding earlier. Please, this way," and they lead you towards the stairs, heading downwards.
Thank you.
As you approach the staircase, they go, watch for that one. It's a trick step. So yeah, the second step down. Just ask you to hop over it.
Hop.
Hop. Lyroon, I assume you hop as well.
I just completely
Can,
jump over it. I take
It does a
Can I make-
backflip.
Can I do an
Is Nanto
acrobatics
able
check
to
to go down as many stairs as possible, just cause?
Yeah, go for it. Or you can slide down the banister if you want.
Show off.
That's exactly what I'm going for. Also, I can't use D&D Beyond still.
Oh,
Awesome.
Really?
weird.
It's still giving me the Undead Beholder.
Weird.
Hollow, are you still getting that?
I am here. I was just still leaving Will out the way. What are you trying to get me to do?
No, sorry. Are you still getting the D&D Beyond error?
Oh no. It's fixed itself. All I did was have to go to it the long way. I went to
Weird.
my character. I pretty much went to characters, and I typed in Hala in the search, and then I clicked it on through that way, the long way.
Okay.
A 26 acrobatics. How many stairs do I go down?
All of them. So yeah, just leap onto the banister and just like it was, peerless grace. Really, it's just perfectly flexing your butt cheeks to stay on the banister as you slide down. And it's quite varnished anyway. Actually, it's kept in immaculate care, and so you promptly make your way downstairs while the others troop down, and the other guardsmen are like, "Ooh, yeah, impressive." And it's even one or two like half-hearted claps of applause. I mean, only half-hearted because you're not Nanto, obviously. So
You're nowhere near as glorious as I am. So
Exactly.
It's true, and I will never aspire to be as great as Danto.
thank you. So. This is going to go straight to Nanto's head, isn't it? So, yeah.
Oh, of course it will.
So, you troop your way downstairs. The rest of you, so Will, Haller, you were chasing after the guards, like slightly roaring. You see Lyroon just speeds the Sonic style past you and just sort of duck and weave past him, but they don't seem to be trying to strike him anyway.
I just look at Ella and I'm like, monk? Wait, monk?
Monk?
He's a monk.
Monk. I need a monk.
I need a monk.
And no one ever.
Ignore that
Okay.
roll.
Hold him up.
Well, it's gotta
Bad
things are
no.
getting kind of a little bad. Sorry, I have trouble hearing. What are we rolling? Just
Oh no,
initiatives?
she's just asking you if that was a monk. If Lyroon is a monk. Thanks, darling.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. From what I've noticed, a monk that can
All monks
heal
are
with-
weird. Come on, you know
I mean, well, but I'm the good kind of weird.
way out of this crap hole. This is
If
the way
I
out, right?
remember correctly, we're gonna have to go back downstairs to the servant quarters so we can try to avoid the front entrance.
Okay, cool. Come on, everybody. Did anybody see that Nanto guy? Like,
Well,
yeah.
yes. We had just separated when we went downstairs to find you, Hal, and Ravenous. He was with us in the fight. I'm actually hoping he's all right there.
I'm sorry. I'm confused with. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah, it's just me mucking around the map. So, with that, you meet back up. The three-way split party now reconverging back in the courtyard, easily enough. You can see just as as Haller, Will, Ravenous, Burke, and the nobleman all come out the main front door. You can see Lyroon and Nanto just coming out of the guard tower on the ground floor with that guard escort. And the guard escort, they're sort of like, oh, and one or two of them like kicking stones across the floor, just like genuinely looking disappointed that Nanto's departing them. Meanwhile, the guards that had run away from Will upstairs, just no sign of them. You can hear them distantly thundering their way through the manor, heading further upstairs. So you're out? You're out.
Alrighty.
All right.
And I
Wait,
can see
Nanto?
the party.
Yeah, you can all see each other. The party's back together.
I will wave back to the guards and just farewell. May we meet again on greater circumstances. And whip around, seeing the party, and just there you are. You all disappeared for a moment.
Yes.
Nanto, you weird little thing. What did you do this time?
I made friends.
Borok
I like
just
him
looks.
Of
already.
course you did.
She did.
Ooh.
All right.
Never mind.
No? Okay.
Come on this way now. We could could avoid the front entrance.
Okay.
Real fast. Hey, Nanto guy.
Oh, well, you're new. Hello.
Yo, thanks for risking your life to come and help Hollow save me. Really appreciate it.
He just risking my life? Oh, there's no such thing. I was just attending a tour of the house. They had a minor scuffle, but I don't think anyone's life was at risk.
Hollow's gonna
Those
lean.
guards' lives are at risk, that's for sure.
Hollow's just gonna lean down and just kind of whisper, "He's a little touched in the head."
Oh yeah? I'm gonna reach out and try and lift his hat.
Oh. No one's ever done that.
Oh, this.
So-
No one's ever done that?
So distracted.
We were spared for 9. First thing I wanted to do, I reached out and tried and lift his hat. What happens?
What was that, Ravenous?
So while everyone's looking shocked at her going for the hat, I go, now's my chance. So I have rolled a stealth check to try and sneak up the side of the tower. At the very top, I am aware there is a chest in a chamber, and I want it.
Okay.
That is certainly
okay.
enough to not notice for me.
Yeah, it's a suitable distraction. Okay, so immediately Ravenous is peeling off. You just stealthing, yeah? What did you get?
16.
16. Okay, so as for Will,
Sorry, can I? Because I'm trying to get everyone together. Do I see that? Would you like a perception or just passive or what?
it depends how distracted you are by Will trying to lift off Nanto's hat.
I'm at the point where she wants to sit there and get herself caught. Bye.
Yeah, we don't have the resources to really support that anymore.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
My passive perception is 16, and I would think I don't know.
I think you just about spy, just as she's like maybe 20 feet up the wall, and just like with the slippers of spider climbing, she's just like walking up. But in the meantime, we'll resolve that in a second. So in the meantime, Will, give me. I'm trying to think. What Nanto? Do you resist?
So here's the thing. If you tugged on the hat, Nanto's not holding onto it, but it wouldn't budge. As if it were.
I'm gonna tug harder.
As if it were affixed to his head.
Okay.
No, I'm just gonna pull harder.
No,
I'm
so
stubborn.
off the ground.
That
Yeah.
doesn't listen to me. I'm gonna fight it.
So,
Yeah. No,
Not even consciously. You could just see that it's sort of like I tugged and it didn't work. Now I want to break it.
oh,
And I
Nanto's
mean
not
that
even,
with love.
He's not even moving. He's not even moving his hands up to stop it. It's just he just kind of. There's almost like that. Oh, what? Hello? What are you? If you want,
Do I get an athletics to try to yank off the hat, or
I'd
does it
allow
just
it.
not work?
Yeah, go for it. So while there's this strange scene playing out with like Will just like yanks at the hat and it just doesn't move, so you see the muscles start to bunch and she's like gives it a more firm yank. Yeah, Ravenous, Lyran, you just catch sight of her about 20 feet up the wall.
1 second.
Well, as far as Will, with a 22, I like to imagine you go to really yank it, and you literally just lift Nanto off the ground.
Yeah.
It's just
That's
attack.
what I was
Hey
expecting.
guys!
And there's, hey!
I'm holding
What are you doing?
Oh, please, sorry. I'm imagining when you're playing with a puppy dog and you hold the frisbee and you lift both frisbee and dog, like that kind of a moment going on here.
Yeah.
Just be
And I try and get everybody's attention because I think that it's amusing. But as soon as Nanto shows any sign of discomfort, I'm immediately like, "Oh, dude, sorry, put him back down.
There's more of a
Dust off the hat.
Excuse me, could you please?
Sorry, you've got funny looking hair." Anyway, can we go get a drink? I'm real thirsty.
Okay.
Just
Lyran,
my head again.
As she's climbing up the wall, I immediately holler out, in the most disappointed dad voice, Ravenous, we have no time for this right now. Get down here right now.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
It cut out 80% of that, I'm afraid, Sammy.
I was just saying, I think I know where Lord Flasheart's chambers is. Where's the best evidence going to be? But in there.
Points to
You
Will.
see, once we're dead, we're not bringing much evidence. Let's go, move it. And Brooke just turns away and starts walking. I think Holly had already started leaving.
Yeah,
Shame I
Hallow's-
have the evidence.
No, I have some of the evidence too. So, and I got some pretty good ones as well. And you know, we also have 2 witnesses. So,
Ravenous, right?
That's me.
How about we take down Flashheart, then come back and take everything, not just one chest?
The police might come in and take it all as evidence, but
Aren't you trustworthy?
fine.
Atta girl. Come on, to the bar.
There you go. Reluctantly, the tiefling.
Who thinks we're going to a tavern?
As that conversation, Laroon starts fishing through backpack, and pulls out a half bottle of wine that I bought at the inn, quite some time, and hands it to Will. For you, if you'd like it.
I
we
like
can get
you.
we can get more later after we talk to the Duchess.
That half a bottle, that's gone.
Great.
Glug.
Perfect.
Give me a constitution save.
That's a Duchess, got it.
Congrats, everyone. Now you've made our main witness drunk.
Yeah.
It's not going to go much better than the delirious one.
I'm pretty sure.
We'll find out if you did get drunk or not.
Pretty sure
I
I'm
just,
immune to
I
getting
just
drunk.
remember the whole scene from One Piece where like he eats all the food in like one gobble. She just did that with a drink. Just
Straw pedos the half bottle of wine.
Yep.
So yeah, give me a constitution save, Will. Let's just see. How...
With bless.
oh
With
yes.
With bless!
That's true.
When do paladins become immune to poison? I can't remember.
To
Ow.
disease from level 3 to poison, not at all.
Yeah, so I wasn't sure if I'm immune to drink, but I figured I'd leave that up to the DM.
That. Well,
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
no, you're immune to
considered a-
disease, right?
It's considered
Yeah.
a toxin. Let me check the thing up real quick for that one.
But
for
what level
paladins.
is it? Is it
Event, I got a
5?
12.
So
Yeah,
that
you're
level
fine.
3 gives disease immunity. I don't think poison comes at all.
No.
Oh,
That's,
okay. I apologize.
Monks get it at some point. Anyway, so you guys gather back together. Yeah,
Apologize.
Ravenous sort of shoulders hunch, and she's looking as disappointed as the guards are that Nanto's leaving, but over being denied yet again her opportunity to steal.
Can I give her a hug?
No
You
steely.
can certainly try.
I would like to reach out.
Walking,
pull
I'm
Ravenous
walking
into, like,
around the side of the wall, like arms crossed. So like I'm walking over the front gate on the side of the wall and then down.
Well, once you come down, I will reach out, try and grab you into a one-armed side hug. Don't worry, horny. I'm sure that we'll get you stuff that you like real soon. I got my bottle. Hella's got me. Nanto's got his weird hair hat. We'll get you some treasure. It's only fair.
That's
Great
his
nickname.
hat.
Did you guys not see me lift him clean off the ground?
Well, yes, but
Yes,
it's a
I
hat.
did.
It's a
Actually, I
hat.
did. But
How do
I
you-
am more concerned about us getting out of here. We will question that one later.
That was good.
I assure you, it is most certainly a hat. And a nice one at that.
Uh-huh.
So
Touched
Yeah,
in the head.
I'm
And
going
this
to
will
the
be
thing.
to Will, touched in the head.
Poor touch in the head
you
now.
touched it in the head.
pulling Ravenous along with me. Just very happy with my new friends. I've been given alcohol. I punched a guy. I scared the pee out of several guards. Will is a happy camper.
I got to fight people, scare people,
Yeah.
drink. What else could be better?
It's life.
So you troop your way out of the manor at long last, after what felt like hours and hours, but actually was minutes and minutes.
Felt like 3 weeks.
Weeks that felt only.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've got to say, Nanto, as you were being led out the ground floor of that tower, there wasn't anything too exciting there. It looked like more just like barracks style stuff. So
darn.
just weapon racks and things. But yeah.
Well, if the Flasheart and his companions hadn't fireballed yet another encounter, we might have had more time.
Yeah, exactly. So you make your way, and you're back onto the streets of Dagford. You're still in that noble district, so just opposite the way. Hallow and Ravenous would recognise that house that you were in earlier. The servant, Dorif, the super fan, who had been so excited to meet the pair of you. Yeah, it's just you can see the window where you've been watching over from earlier. And yeah,
someone has a date.
Yeah, and you've got a busy day ahead of you tomorrow. You've Ravenous has got a date. You've got an arena match which was meant for Lord Flasheart and his dalliances, but you've taken on to swap things around. And you've got you've
The
all
invisible hand contact.
Yeah, we've
Crimson
got a
Cleavers.
letter from DK for Crimson Cleaver contact. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So
If only we didn't just pick up a 6th member.
yeah.
All according to Kaikaku.
What editor's note?
It means plan.
Oh, thank you.
No? Okay. So
My God, the organs just got fierce.
dramatic playing. So
While we're on our way, am I able to start discerning the contents of the 5 pouches that I have?
you certainly may. Yeah, so just as you're walking along, the rest of you were just are you trying to do this subtly, Ravenous, or you
Yeah, I don't. Until I know what it is, I don't necessarily want to know other people to know what I have.
Okay, so give me a sleight of hand check just to see. Now we'll just represent you sort of falling back a little bit and surreptitiously taking out these various sacks to look inside them.
I mean, if it's gold and shit, absolutely fine. You guys can have whatever you want. But if it's like diamonds and shit, nah, you ain't having that.
Nah, son. That ain't happening.
Nah. Hang on, let me get back to the saves. Here we go. Dealeth. Oh, good. 15.
So yeah, Lyrium's passive perception would pick that up. But yeah, you just start opening up and looking inside these, so you can see Ravenous just taking out this pouch. So even though you caught her midway up the tower trying to steal, yeah, you can still see she's just sort of smiling mischievously to herself as she takes out one of those a leather pouch and looks inside it. And so the first one you look inside and it looks like a pretty sizable collection of copper. You don't know how many coin, but at least over 100. Enough to leave you a weighty bag. Put it away, and you can see her just take out another leather pouch and looks inside that one. This one looks to have 100 silver in it.
Oh, we're getting higher.
And the next one?
Away.
What's diamonds?
So just while she's doing this, Lyroon, do you say anything or do anything? You should see Ravenous repeatedly taking out pouches and looking inside them and then smiling to herself and putting them away.
Kind of,
You don't have to. I mean, she's midway right
No,
now.
yeah. I'm kind of slightly behind her, kind of watching, like, I'm not stopping you, whatever. I mean...
Ooh. Whose camera died?
Just watching.
Did my
Your camera died?
Sammy's camera's died.
Oh!
What?
Oh no!
Yeah, which ruins all the
Wait, where am
cameras.
I? Wait, hold on. Oh, look how long my arms are! I have the longest arms! Wait, hold on.
Yeah, if you just stay like that.
Oh,
There we go.
damn it!
No,
There we
it's
go.
fixed.
Right.
If I saw it,
gonna be
okay,
bald.
never mind.
For the sake of expediency, the other bags you find. So there was, yeah, one.
Oh!
100. Oh,
I
now
am the
Sammy's-
giant!
the giant again. And now Sammy's gone
I
all
am
together. That
strong.
might be my work laptop crashing out completely. I don't know, or just her quitting and rejoining. You're no longer the giant. Sammy, can you hear us?
Sammy?
And you know, this
Am I
is.
gonna-
I meant to do like complicated statistical analysis on
Yeah.
this machine. Oh yeah, we can hear you. Good. We can't see you, but we can hear you.
Okay, cool.
Maybe switch to the built-in webcam.
Oh, well. No,
Sorry.
no, I don't want to do that. It's bad quality.
Oh, it's better than a black screen. But yes. So yeah, for the sake of expediency, yeah, you found 100 copper, 100 silver, 100 gold, and then one bag which had. Sorry.
Very organized. Just a baggie for each 100 set of.
Yeah,
like,
so she found this.
yeah.
So you weren't there, but she found this in like a trunk that was full of fairly odd collection of things. There was a few vials, there was various sets of clothing, and then 5 bags that were neatly arranged. And there seems to be a carefully selected amount of resources in each. So 100 copper, silver, gold. The 4th and 5th bags. The 4th bag had 10 emeralds in it. Now those emeralds look to be substantially higher quality than you've ever seen, and you spend a lot of time looking and coveting jewels, and these are far beyond.
No, I've never done anything like that. What are you talking about?
Never liked jewels.
So
Come on.
that's far
It's more of
beyond.
a copper coin fan.
Oh, so 10 emeralds. And what's the next one? Give me something.
The 5th and final one, it's actually a bag full of assorted jewellery. Give me an investigation check.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, I just saw the gif from Nightshade. Why are you always lying? Anyway,
Why you always lying?
So your investigation check, Sammy.
I'm looking for it. I am dyslexic, so have difficulty reading.
I think it's in alphabetical order, so it should be around.
I am aware of that, but
around
that
the
doesn't
middle
help.
of the skills.
I got an 11.
Okay, so you're looking through, and it looks like a bunch of jewelry, mostly embedded with various nice-looking gems in them, amulets, necklaces, rings, bracelets, all with nice jewels in them.
Oh. Why are you running? Sorry,
Why are you?
So, with that.
Cool.
Lyran, you're just seeing her opening up all these bags. She looked particularly happy upon opening one of them. Ravenous, do you report your findings to anyone?
I very quickly stashed the emeralds in my bra of holding.
Of course.
And and then I bring out the rest of them, and I sort of go, "Oh, I've got some spoils to share," and hold out the bags.
Oh, they paid us for the party? I had no idea we were getting paid for our performances, but I'll happily accept it.
Does he actually think that was... You know what? Never mind. Helen, do you remember that one time, that one arena, against that really big, mud stink dirt thing? And the whole way to the Duchess or wherever we're going, Will is just, recounting war stories with Hala.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lovely.
Nice.
So,
that.
you distribute the 100 gold, 100 silver, 100 copper. Lyroon alone out of the party knows that there were 2 other bags that she's not distributing. Feel free to resolve at your leisure. So you're trooping your
How do we can map that later.
Yeah, so you're trooping your way west through the streets. You reach on your way to the ducal castle. You have to pass through the marketplace, and it's what time is it now? It's probably around, I think, 2.
It was new when we went in.
It was noon when you went in. So for the sake of ease, we'll just say it's 1 p.m. Not much time has passed, but you've just been running around doing various things. Probably about a few minutes ago, you heard that massive explosion from the arena. The noble districts that you've been walking through have been pretty much cleared out of people, and you just reached the edge, and there's this cordon of guards. They've all been pulled back out of the area per the lieutenant captain's promise that he would get them all out of the way. You're just making your way sort of through this market stalls. You can see those various stalls that you had seen set up in preparation for harvest close, where people had staked out territory. But aren't manning them just yet. They're just ready for tomorrow. And then you would all hear this. You all hear a familiar voice echoing off the buildings around you. Not quite in sight yet, but you can certainly hear them. Ha ha! That was an easy bout. I wish I'd bring out something far more challenging for us. And you would recognise it's Lord Flasheart's voice. You can't see him yet, but you can certainly hear him on the approach.
I can smell his stink a mile away.
Right. You
I
guys have
needed
go
to
and
start
take care
looking
of
for a
this
path
thing.
away.
You
Dr.
guys get to
Crawford.
go and do your thing, right? Evidence or whatever. I gotta go take care of this guy. And like Will is ready to go charging towards Flasheart. Like
Will throws
You-
up on your shoulders like
holding
Will.
his weapon. Very not happy.
Well, you are our
Well.
evidence.
What?
We need you for the Duchess. We also need you not dead.
Yeah, kind of the thing was us finding you specifically.
Ah, yes, kidnapping is quite the crime, and you were the kidnappee.
Damn it. And like she looks towards. Does he say anything else, DM?
Lord Flasheart? Yeah, he's just mostly boasting to his companions. He's like, I mean, really, one of these days they have to put in at least an adult dragon to face us. I mean, with these babies, and you would know from, because you've all been annoyed about this at some point, he's talking about the wands and fireballs. With these babies, it's no challenge at all. Now, come, let's retire to my manor and we'll enjoy some libations.
Hate him so much. Oh my
Sure.
goodness.
So Burke would be actively looking for any path that would lead us to a side street or anything of the sort, just to make sure that we don't get spotted. As I'm imagining, even the few people that we passed by were not exactly the most savory sight in the noble quarter, with blood scrapes, broken chain armor, whatnot. It's a curious sight, really.
You definitely stand out like a sore body.
Yeah. So is there any side street, alleyway, or anything of the sort we could take instead of the main road?
Yeah, absolutely. So in fact, let me just bring it up. Yeah, so yeah, there's certainly side streets that you can take to try and turn away from them, because you can hear they're coming from ahead. There's a side street to your left that you can turn and walk down. Do you walk down it?
I would be turning to do that.
Yeah, let's avoid them for now. That would probably be the best thing we could do.
So you sort of half dragging, half pushing, and Will along with you.
Will, come
Very
on.
indecisive Will doesn't want to move. Like,
Come
I
on.
get that what you're saying makes sense, but I just. Oh.
Look,
Ravenous,
promise you.
Hey,
I
Will.
promise.
Ravenous wraps her tail around Will's waist and just goes, I know. I hate him too. We'll get him later.
Try to sit there and get. What were their names again? What was the person who contracted me? Blah 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 blah. Cause I have an idea. Have Will come with us.
While you're singing, what was it that Nat said?
Oh, I was just going to say, if you come down this alleyway, I promise I'll make you the greatest tasting drink you've ever had. I'm an expert chef, you know. And I will say, if I was going to roll, that would be persuasion, not deception, because he does believe he is a wonderful chef.
Yeah.
And he
well,
can do it
I have an
anyways.
insight check on. No, wait. Let me roll a deception check on that because I know the truth. But I want to see whether I can stop myself from groaning at that.
No.
I mean, Nanto can cheat. Sorry,
Just
Will.
about.
Sorry, Will.
So,
Look, Will, Lilia, if you remember, we did kind of have an agreement that we could, regardless of, I guess, what happens, we would get into a fight with Lord Flasheart. And I'm correcting this, that she did say that she wanted us to get into a fight with him the following day, right?
No.
Or that we would have, or with Flash, like, it was a, what was the, talk with Lilia, the gnome, my manager, what was the agreement that we
No.
had?
The agreement was that they would fight today and be distracted in the fight, but we would fight what they were supposed to be fighting tomorrow. We would
In any
never
event,
be.
That sounds good to Will. You know what? Sounds like a pretty good deal. She will turn and go towards the alleyway. So far, Ravenous has had her tail around Will and is like trying to walk and doing the walking in place thing because Will won't budge. But now she's following after Ravenous. Like, that's a pretty good deal. We'll go talk to the Duchess, and whatever the hell's punishment this guy gets, I want to be there to be part of the dishing out.
Okay. So, Buruk, in response to Nanto promising a delicious drink, Buruk just can't help himself but let loose just a slight sigh of like.
Lyroon makes a small shudder, but remembering the bacon-flavored pancakes.
That sounds good.
It does.
I know. I see their reactions.
Lyron is a vegetarian, so it didn't go down so well for him.
Ah, that's an important detail.
Yeah.
So, like,
I mean, the thing is,
I nod to their questions. I turn to look at Nanto and like, but I'll take that drink though.
Okay, anyway.
Others are somehow encouraging.
Nanda just claps in place. Just, ooh.
Okay, so
Somebody's excited for my cooking.
so this alleyway, you'd have to move at a quick clip to get out of sight by the time Lord Flasheart's passing by. So you're going to dash.
I'll do it.
Yeah, you're just all going to run along.
Yep.
So yeah, you're just running along. You know, obviously for Brooke, that sounds like it's a mug full of cutlery, just shaking at a rapid velocity, like because of all the 8-9 spears and 12 other weapons that he's got on his back, and the heavy metal
Really
armor.
have this on the standby, like have the mug of cutlery from the very first introduction of Baroque. Just so when you say, I can just shake it around.
I mean, we've got a mug full of teaspoons right next to you, Ravenous, so you can prepare it. And of course, Will's plate armor. Clank, 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 is marching down, while Lyru and Hala Nanto pretty much move silently, thanks to no weapons or armor to speak of.
I mean, excuse you. Nanto has 6 decks and is made of metal.
Oh yeah, that's true. He is Clank.
Maybe of interest.
The Clank.
Possibly of interest, as Will is moving. She's actually huffing and seems a little bit out of breath. She's like, man, they really did a number on that dungeon. And she's a little bit tired as she's booking it. She's trying to keep up, but she's obviously putting up more of a front than, being in a dungeon for several days. Not a particularly relaxing experience.
Sorry,
It's not like it's a
question.
spa.
And probably not the greatest cardio either.
So sorry, Vlad, what were you going to say?
Sorry, what was that word? Did a number on that what?
Being in a dungeon really does a number on me?
It doesn't matter.
One question on that front: Has it been? How long has it been since Will broke out of that dungeon cell?
I don't know, like 5 minutes?
Couple of
Then
hours?
you should be
Yeah.
more than fine. You still had Channel Divinity to cast back then. You should be basically outrunning us at this point.
Brooke's like, do y'all even live?
She
Y'all even
seems
live.
really spent. Legitimately, you guys saw her without armor. She is armor. Armor is special armor. You guys saw her without armor. She's like muscle on top of muscle, but as she's moving, she's like, okay, I'm tired. No, I felt that. I felt the torturous stay in a dungeon for several days. This is not peak condition, Will.
It's been at least a week, right, since Will went missing. So that's like a whole week of just being chained and fatigued and starved and tortured. So
Yeah, it's
let's give her
understandable.
a little bit of a break.
Thank you, Ravenous. I knew I liked you.
You
Nanto also understands.
So
Except he doesn't, because he acts tired because he doesn't breathe, so.
he pretends to yawn, so he's like, I'm so tired.
Ah.
Lord Flasheart. Man with a face even his mother would punch.
Oh, this picture doesn't do it justice. You can't see the pointed up nose. He's like,
So, you troop your way down the alleyway. Just as you're coming around the corner, you can catch sight of Lord Flasheart and his dalliances marching past, and you can see they're mostly immaculate. He's got this fancy ass looking long sword that he's using more as a walking stick than actually as a weapon. The others all trooping along behind him.
Can I roll my eyes as a full action?
I don't think you want to roll your light bulbs. But yeah, this is that marketplace scene that you were coming up upon. You managed to avoid them easily enough. Just for those of you who don't remember what the Dalliances look like, this is what the full party looks like. So there's Harvest, the Warforged, Cleric Cornelius, this ancient powerful wizard, Lord Flasheart himself, Dashing Fawn, who's a tabaxi, who's known to being quite sneaky, and then Unyielding Krumar, who's this hulking orc of considerable strength. So you're neatly able to avoid them.
Ain't that strong?
Sorry?
Ain't that strong?
Ain't that strong? Relative strength. So with that, you're able to neatly avoid taking on the dalliances when you're spent and weakened already and have all the evidence that you need, and you make your way over towards the ducal castle. So you reach the gatehouse with the 2 guards out front, and it's the very same 2 that you always meet there.
Key.
Yeah, we just heard Key there, but I know what you were saying. Karen and Rocky, Karen and Dwayne, indeed, the 2 guards that you meet there. So, who's going to do the talking?
I gotta let the cat out, so someone else do the talking.
I don't know who this is, so one of you guys got the secret handshake. I don't know. Hey, I'm here as proof.
I
I
am
am the evidence!
I suppose Lyroon will walk up since Lyroon's had the best dealings with them in the past.
Because the only other, if you let Nanto do it, it'd just be like hello, it's nice to see you again. We're here.
Poetry. I did some poetry, and now we're here with people that you buy.
Fabulous.
More fans.
So Lyroon, walks up to Dwayne and Karen and says, "We have gathered a considerable amount of evidence. Will and the noble, whatever his name was, introduced, because I'm sure that he's introduced himself so far."
He said his name when he was so when Halla kind of went to him when we first came in. I'm sure he mentioned don't you know who I am? I'm blah 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 blah, and I'm sure he said his name.
I'm Blogga.
Yeah, his name is... I've got 2 names written down. That's how good my notes are. So his name is either Cedric Nimblebottom.
That's it.
No, that was.
No, wait. And the next one is...
Oh, Massalas.
He's Cedric Massalas single bottom.
Yeah.
Cedric
Massalas single bottom.
Cedric was one of the guards that was down there. He was the one that...
Good memory.
Anyways.
Good memory. Okay, in which case he is Massalas.
Apparently, only one of us are actually paying attention, and that would be Lyra.
Yeah. So on the way over, he would have filled you in a little bit about himself. So I'll share with that just briefly. So he is Massalas. He's a noble of Eastern Empire. He had run into Flasheart at a local tavern. He doesn't know which one because he's a tourist, and had seen him acting boisterously and decided to return the favour, and apparently Lord Flasheart didn't like that, and he soon found himself in his dungeons. But yeah, he is from an Eastern Empire. You don't recognise the name, but yeah, out in the deserts. And he's mad. Sorry, go ahead, Lyroon. So yes, you're walking up to Dwayne.
Thank you for the information. And yeah, I walk up to Dwayne and Karen. Says I'm not sure which one of them. I think it's Karen, but Dwayne is more easy to talk to. And says that we have gathered the various evidence. We've gathered considerable evidence for the case against Lord Flasheart. We needed an immediate audience with the Duchess, if possible.
And Dwayne, he's just raises a hand and scratches at the helmet, at the metal, even though he's not touching his hair. Right. This wouldn't be more written evidence, would it?
No, it's first-hand. Sorry, we have some written evidence, and we also have first-hand encounters of the horrors that we found. Both Will and Massalas here are willing to testify.
Come on, didn't you hear me? I said I'm evidence.
I am the evidence.
And he just looks over and Will. Oh, it's Will. Hey,
Hey,
you find
you
new
caught one of my
Venus?
fights?
Yeah. Well, I wondered what happened to you. Ooh, you in? Oh. And it's all right.
I know. And as soon as he recognizes Will, the Glory Paladin reaches out and clasps a hand on his shoulder. Is a little bit rough, but maybe unintentionally. She doesn't know her own strength. And shakes him a little bit, yeah, you've been to the arenas. Did you catch my last match? Boy, that was a close one, huh?
Well, they always are, aren't they? Otherwise, they wouldn't be exciting. All right. Well, and then the nobleman Massalas is like, yes. Well, I seek to bring him to justice. This has been a great affront. I'm sure you can understand. We of the Vindani do not take such things kindly.
I know who that is.
Give me a
Johnny,
history
does
check.
Will recognize?
Yeah, you can give me a history check.
I mean, Lyroon is actually somewhat relatively close. No, never mind. I take that back.
Oh yeah, you're all far travelers, so you probably step
Yeah.
at some point.
We're
Actually, yeah,
Fine.
I'll throw a history check just because.
yeah. So 5. Yeah,
Well, just to
you
see.
might as well have been naming a curry for all you could know. You say,
Yes.
bam, bam, bam. Only Nanto. Of course, it's Nanto. Recognizes the name of the empire that he's from. Yeah, you'd had cause to stop by there during your culinary adventures. You'd know that they're famous for their very spicy food, and fairly caste-orientated culture. So you'd know that this nobleman is quite important.
Can I just chime in from behind when I hear the Vindani? Not to completely just breaking all train of thought. Just, ooh, I do love your curry spices.
The Vindan Lu is my favorite.
The Vindanalu.
And you can see Dwayne just like, all right, you better come. Right, and when you say evidence against Lord Flasheart, does he,
Mwah!
does he know you're here?
He does not.
Not yet.
He's
He
been
will-
busy
He should
fighting in the
figure
arenas.
it out very
But
soon.
I tell you what,
Unfortunately.
I hope he finds out.
And you can see
I
there's like
hope
visible,
he
A little twitching eyebrow, like.
and there's
I better
visible,
find out.
visible relief in Dwayne's face that Lord Flasheart doesn't know yet.
Yep.
And,
Why does it matter?
well, he's quite powerful around here and got a lot of guards and got.
It's
those
we're going
ones.
to touch his dagger for the fall people.
What are we standing around talking for? Come on, let's hurry up and get inside.
Yeah, let's go inside. I like that. And he sort of waves you
what's your
forward.
name?
Side out of fireball range.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. Hello and Lyroon, your passive insights are good enough to let you know that he's just a bit scared of. While he is part of the Palace Guard, he is the front line, and that is not a good place to be when Lord Flasheart arrives. And Karen is simply like, "Yes, I think going inside would be a good idea. Right, let's move."
Oh no, they're all getting incinerated. This is gonna go terribly. That's fine though.
Gonna say, otherwise, like, you're talking pretty big for someone in fireball range.
So it's like a cordon of guards start moving down to escort you, and it's like you can hear like whistles ringing out, and there's other guards being summoned, and it's they start manning the walls. Up till now, you've only seen like 1 or 2 courtesy guards on the walls. Now you can see there's this considerable force actually coming out. You actually see. You know those various like vegetations that you've been seeing around the inside those walls. There was like planters full of like carrots and
You could throw up that map you had. That was really cool.
Oh, you meant like the
That map you had.
living vegetables. That's why I was like, wait, would they have?
Yeah, they
vegetable
summoned their
army?
living vegetable army. No,
There's just corn everywhere.
There's more corn.
but yeah, you are absolutely right, Vlad. I do have a nice detailed map for such an
Here's
occasion.
what I prepared earlier.
Blam.
Because we have a DM who is very prepared for anything.
So long as it's what I expect.
Reminded.
I mean, real talk though, because I don't say it a lot, but like, I love the preparation you put into this. Just random note, I do love it.
Thank you.
Okay, little bit of love here.
It's a little bit of love.
Please don't fall.
Also, you know, I hate your webcam, so I gotta throw in some hate to go with that love. Just can't make you feel too good, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, here's what I was talking about. There's all this like it's almost like miniature farmland inside. As you walk in, actually, you see some of that move to a side, and it looks like it's like a secret tunnel. So it's a
Sorry.
that's what I was expecting. Secret tunnel. And yeah,
I
these
was
like
ready.
trapdoors start opening up, and more guards trooping up out from there. Looks like there's significant reserve forces available on standby.
Oh, come on. Flasheart ain't that tough. They got the jump on me. Will is very much like, this isn't necessary.
And like Karen
I'm
just like
so worried.
Karen throws you a look like, are you thick? But doesn't say anything, just like gives you a look. That lets
Gives a
you,
look.
You
yeah.
got something to say, Smalls? small flip. And like Will kind of stumbles on her words, like small, and she'll just speak like the language from where she's from. Mati prospaso na po. And there's this small like hesitation in her step. Boy, I've been awake way too long at this point. I'm gonna need more than half a bottle of wine. Just carry on.
Later.
Oh, don't worry, we'll
What's
get you enough.
that
We'll get you
night
enough.
with the,
Sorry,
Sorry.
Ravenous, you started talking, but I think the microphone didn't
saying-
pick you up.
I was asking, do I still have the bottle of dragon whiskey that I bought with those other people?
Yeah, you do. Whether you want to give it to Will right now, it's up to you.
He's a little Dutch courage. I pop it and just go, okay, open, and just like allow her to
Oh,
just
like in a
have
bar
full
style,
look.
like pour it down
Yeah,
the
yeah,
mouth.
yeah, just like okay, like head up, mouth open, glug 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 glug. There you go, baby has his bottle.
Okay,
Oh,
Will, I
okay,
assume I assume you gladly accept this.
What was it that Baruch said? Sorry.
At this moment, I would be cautiously looking at Masalis, saying, "You're still fine to testify, right?" And just checking on Will. Is she going to fall down after that bottle of dragon whiskey? Because I'm no
I
longer
wasn't.
taking
Hang
any
on, whoa,
evidence.
it wasn't a bottle. It was like a pour. It wasn't like an actual. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
happily take a swig. Who's
Okay.
not gonna say
Good.
alcohol?
So, while Burke's asking Masalis that, and Masala's like, "Oh, I'm going to do far more than give testimony. I'm going to demand," and then just he's cut off mid-sentence as the alcohol glugs down Will's throat, and there's a sort of you feel this warmth spread through you, and then suddenly a lot more warmth spread back upwards, and this uncontrollable belch of flame rockets from your mouth up into the sky, and you've had about 3 shots worth of this stuff, so it's basically equivalent to a dragon fire breath potion's worth of fire. So just rocketing out of your mouth.
thaumaturgy to make it like different colors.
I like that stuff. We talked to your plowing noble, and then I want to know where you got that. That's good.
Got
Yeah,
a brand, Holmes.
I like your friends.
Like to think Nanto just adds confetti to it.
Yeah. Fire confetti.
And Will is eating it up, exhausted as she is, food deprived, sleep deprived. You do all that, she flexes. She's for it. She's like, yeah, man.
Okay. Bert, were you going to say something, sorry?
so as I see that display, I just slightly shake my head. Go, thanks. I think we'll need that here.
I give Baruch a punch on the shoulder. Come on, lighten up a little bit. It's only Flasheart. Come on, let's go meet this lady.
Yes, and we've got a pretty honorable person to impress here. I do like the whiskey as any other hobgoblin would, but it's not going to impress her, you know?
Whatever. Honor isn't inherited. It's earned. So let's go see if she's gonna earn it.
Okay.
Oh,
Nice.
Beautiful quote.
So, you sort of this phalanx of guards escorting you to the entrance now, and more pouring up onto the walls. You reach the front doors of the palace. You wade straight through, and inside the palace you can see there's these armoured guards. It's more like gold-tinted armour. It's crowns guards standing around, and you're led into that antechamber. You know, up the twin spiral staircase, of course, probably with a fountain between it. But yeah, into this antechamber just outside the royal throne room. As before, the door ahead of you is locked. The guards this time though don't drop you off. They stand with you, ready to escort you
We've
in.
moved up in the world.
Or down, who knows? Or
down.
But there's still that lovely chest set to the side, so far untouched by any of you, except for perhaps a telekinesis touch from Nanto.
I will move a pawn forward.
Good. It's all
It's
these.
just kind of like has a little look in her bra of holding, opens up the little sack of emeralds and goes, "Okay, you can do this. You don't need them."
Yeah, of course. Ravenous, you're going to be struggling once more as you meet the Duchess. So
That's why I've got them ready. I'm like, "Ah!"
and once more, so Dwayne actually, because he's got Karen with him this time, actually it's Karen who goes forward over to the antechamber, the entrance into the main throne room. Just opens it up. Knocks, come, and just opens it up and slips inside. And you've probably got about a minute where there's this muted conversation going on the side where you're just sat in this antechamber. You got a minute to yourselves.
Shake your head as we're waiting, plowing nobles, just not happy to be kept waiting.
And the amount of time you will be kept waiting is exactly how long it takes me to go to the loo. Enjoy.
There it is.
How is it with nobles
You know, Sammy
anyway?
can go to the loo at the same time, but you know.
Yep.
Being there
I'm
times more
passing
important
Derek
than
back
ours.
to Lyroon, just saying, yeah, look, I think this might be a difficult chat. I think we should be fine against Flasheart if we can convince Lady Daggerford. We should, right?
Who the hell is this person?
How in the world do you not know what Duchess Daggerford is?
I'm
Oh, she's
here
a
long.
wonderful woman.
I've only
She's
been here
also
long enough
the
to get in
owner
here
of-
and fight some stuff.
Well, she's owner of just about all of this town, save a few houses.
Yeah, well,
Oh, details.
honestly, I'm with Nanto on this one. Owning stuff doesn't make you any better than anybody else. We all got the same blood.
Oh, indeed.
Yes. Could I have a deception check from you, Nanto?
Oh, it's not deception. He.
Okay, persuasion, I suppose.
I'm gonna also do a persuasion against Nanto then. Because I'm like looking at him like, dude.
17.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll take it at face value.
Damn, I got an A. I'm just gullible as fuck.
He's a person just like anyone else. He just doesn't eat food like you guys. Doesn't breathe. He's still like a normal, just human person. Jeez.
He's just a normal walking creature.
So, if anything, you would get the idea that Nanto fully believes he's just a human that, you know, doesn't eat, doesn't breathe. He's like everyone else.
It's just like, what is up, my fellow human beings?
Oh, my fellow human, shall we partake of some lovely cookies?
It's human. Hello, my fellow human.
My fellow humans.
Come, let us all gallivant together and breathe through our lips and eat food in our mouths.
Let us partake in the exchange of oxygen in lungs. Oh! I got slammed. Sam didn't like me being able to hear things.
It's going to be a problem when the cat wants out or in.
This is the issue. I leave it slightly open because of the cat, but
I
that
didn't
ain't
think about
happening
that.
now.
Sorry. Right. Oh, I can see Will's.
Will just took a little trip away.
So.
Yeah, so basically what happened while you were away, we are just trying to convince that one, Duchess Daggerford is someone to impress, which she didn't take too well to. And other than that, just trying to describe what power she has. Which is quite a bit in this town, isn't it?
Powers
Right.
Will has.
I mean, her last name is literally Daggerford, so yeah. It's
Kind of her town.
Yeah, she
She kind of owns everything.
Duchess Morwen Daggerford, or the Daggerford family. They've ruled over Daggerford for generations. You'd all know this. It's fairly common knowledge.
Yeah, I was going to say common knowledge.
Yeah. So yeah, they've ruled over Daggerford for generations. Morwen has a bit of a reputation for being
A whore! No, I'm joking, sorry.
wow, harsh but fair.
Oh!
Direct.
I was joking.
Yeah, it's just not a word that you shout on Twitch. So
Whatever you like.
I'm sure
it doesn't have to be accepted.
Yeah, she's got a reputation of being harsh but fair. She doesn't exactly rule with an iron fist, but she doesn't take nonsense particularly well. So we'll see how it goes with meeting Nante again. There we go. So you are all in that antechamber. You're waiting about a minute or two, probably 2 minutes, given how long it took me. Yeah, it's just eventually those doors in front of you open up. And inside you see that resplendent throne room again. It's just marble and a throne, glorious throne in front of you. Let me bring up the art for.
Will is the
Wonderful.
opposite of impressed. The more like glamour and ostentation that she sees, she's like, man,
Okay. But I mean, what Will would know is because you're a resident of Dagford, so you'd know this is Duchess Morwen Dagford of the Dagford family. So literally, the city's named after this family who ruled over the city for generations. You'd know she has the reputation of being harsh but fair.
But Will wouldn't have met this person
No.
in person.
Definitely not. This would be your first time even being near the palace. Exactly as you say, Will would have no cause to go near nobles nor like to. And
She came here, she heard about an arena, and she made a beeline towards that. So
yeah, exactly. So
Ravenous immediately, upon seeing the glittered jewelry bodice, grabs the emerald necklace that she procured in the house and starts just rubbing it and giving it a pet, just to be like, okay, calm yourself down. It's okay. You have shines. Okay.
yeah, so the rest of you can see her desperately trying to contain herself and doing a reasonably good job.
Good girl sometimes.
You also see in there Hamish Horfrost, who you would know as the commander of her guard, and you can see they were engaged in a fairly. He looks quite serious and there's like a frown on his face. She's looking pretty much equally serious and looking to each of you as you come in. It's like, come. That's right. I understand that you have secured evidence then. Your investigation was a success?
Yes, it was, my lord. Lady. Whatever.
The sort of nervousness of bleeding over from
Fina
Lyra.
will just roll her eyes.
Nanto is going to make a show and puff out some little sparklers, go up behind Will and just be like, "Behold, evidence!"
Give me a performance check, Nanto.
I would love to.
Yeah.
May I assist him?
Will begins voguing in a flexing manner.
Yeah, take advantage because you've got the rest of the party support you.
Oh,
Will's just like
excellent.
pointing at herself as you do it as well.
Like
15.
15. It's pretty good. And she's just like a singular eyebrow just quirks up, and she's like, right. Well, let's see this evidence. Well, Will, yes, you are fighting the arenas, I understand.
I hope you don't expect to bow.
Sorry.
The first words out of her mouth are, "I hope you don't expect me to bow." Crosses her arms, stands straight. Very nice posture.
The other eyebrow raises to join the first, and she's just like,
Both eyebrows.
"No, that isn't necessary. I don't stand on such things when these are matters of such import." Now, Will.
Good, that bodes well. Yeah, evidence. See, you got Flasheart here, and he's more than a little bit crooked. Hell, he's bent all the way around that he can pucker up and kiss his own ass. Let me tell you what I saw the last few days.
One moment. Let's do this the right way. And she just
wonderful. Oh my god.
And she just raises her hand.
like,
Raises her hand and snaps her finger. Snaps her fingers.
Which snap is this?
the snap communication.
Yeah. So, Will, you wouldn't have seen this, but the rest of the party has seen this. So, this will be mystifying to Will. But yeah, she just snaps her fingers, and a moment later, a side door at the side of the hallway, this elderly-looking gentleman in flowing, slightly haggard, tattered robes comes out. Yes, you called me. You called, Duchess. And she's like, yes, we need a circle of truth here. Let's get this done the right way.
Yeah, I can do that too. Come on, bring it on. I don't resist.
Come on. Yep, done this before.
I've done this before.
And,
This is Saturday night for me.
and the wizard's like, right, yes, and then just brings out a scroll and speaks a few incantations, and after a moment, the scroll just vaporizes into little more than just flakes of.
Oh man, why'd you gotta waste the scroll for? I could have. He's just like, what? Such a waste. I could have just done that. Whatever.
You could have, but we don't have. We
And
have
you
to
wouldn't
take
have
your
known if
word.
I was lying. I know.
It's all well
We
and
ready
good.
or what?
Step into the circle and let us hear your evidence.
Will steps into the circle. She
Yeah.
is a little bit nervous.
Oh,
But she tries to hide it. As she steps, and she's like,
deception check.
crap again. It's fairly evident unless you are like negative insight, right? She is mildly nervous, but very, very stubborn. So she steps into the circle. This hearing crap again. Well, and she is just going to start at the beginning. So he's been blowing the crap out of dragons to little bits and pieces with those plowing wands of his. And she will go from how Will gave him a piece of her mind. She will describe the attack. She will go to speaking about being taken to a dungeon, and she will not spare any details. She doesn't withhold any information. Will actually goes ahead and says, the points where she showed any kind of weakness in the matter. She talks about how she was kept in, hunger, sleepless, drinkless, how she tried to escape several times on her own before Hala's group came. She will talk about the phrase that they kept trying her to say without saying the phrase. And finish with when Hala showed up. The rest you'll have to hear from these guys, and that's everything. Now, if you're gonna be excusing that sort of crap, well, then I guess the stuff I heard about you ain't true.
As Will's saying, like, her story is going further into it, you can just, if anyone notices, they'll see, like, Hala's fists are just balled up and shaking, and she's just biting her lip.
I'm gonna roll an insight to see if Ravenous can actually... Is it perception if I saw that?
It would be insight if she's trying to mask it. It would be, I think, passive perception would spot it. If she's just biting her lip, obviously.
Okay, well then, in which case, like, Ravenous just puts a hand on her shoulder and gives it a little squeeze to say it's okay. I know.
So how are the rest of you responding? So Burrett, Nanto, Lyroon, as you're hearing the tale told in its entirety for the first time.
Just, grim resignation. Just think that it's... I suspect that most of that, but it's worse when it's coming from first-hand experience.
Well, Nanto, usually the stories he likes to hear aren't such tragedies. But I suppose, any story's a good story, especially this one. One is truthful and bathed in history.
Lyroon is a look of resignation of the past sucks, but let's move forward from that.
Ravenous doesn't seem to be surprised, given that she saw the terms seduction, torture, and manipulation in the bookcase. She knows full well what Lord Flasheart is up to.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you can probably piece between the different versions, bits of him that you've seen in his mention. You can probably piece together some of his personality. Will tells the tale, and at that point where she just pauses, Masalas.
Mombasa.
Yeah,
I knew you were going to say Mombasa.
Mombasa is where he's from. Masalas is his name.
I thought it was from Vindani.
Vindani is the empire. Mombasa is the capital of the empire.
Okay.
Got it.
Kormallo is the second largest city. Prince Tumeric is the prince there. It's good. Anyway.
Yes.
Go on.
We see
What
where
about
this
Lord
is going.
Dashoon?
Oh, yeah.
What happens?
So, anyway.
Describe the adventurers that rescued Dashum. I like those the best.
So, focusing in, Masalas chimes in, and I must say, I did not quite have the notion that was what awaited me, but even being illegally imprisoned as an envoy to your fine city, that alone I would demand justice. But for such treatment of your residents, and you can see him sort of stumbling on what word to describe Will with. He was gonna, on the tip of his tongue was commoner, but he's insightful enough to discover that probably wasn't the right choice of word for Will, or at least for her reaction.
He doesn't face the wrath.
Yeah. For such treatment of your residents, we must bring him to justice. Surely you agree. And the Duchess is sitting in her throne. She's been like scratching at her chin thoughtfully as she's listening to the tale, like a frown etched into her forehead. Sorry, Lauren?
What about his murdered and dismembered servant?
Oh yeah.
What about
Yeah,
the
sorry, he was
poor
with you.
Fiddlewick?
Sorry, Bert.
What about the poor Fiddlewick? And then Burke just stops, realizes that Marcellus would not have seen the poor deranged wizard.
Yeah, it doesn't see that, but he was with you guys. You're right, as you discovered the
She does
dismembered
know him,
remains.
yeah.
So sorry, I forgot about that. He was with you when you guys discovered
That's
that.
why I wanted to remind you.
Yeah, thank you for that. So
Well, it was. If we're going with the clarity of it, Ravis was the one that discovered it, and then he didn't initially see it, but we did point it out to him later.
yeah, good. So and he's like, not only that treatment of your residence, but to dismember my first body. It is in my homeland that alone would be putting a man to death. I hope that you will see some kind of retribution laid upon him.
Yeah, and whatever the hell it is, I want to be dishing it out.
I want to do it. It's me.
I want to do the
And
punish.
speaking of other deeds and evidence and such, and Hollow produced a bit of evidence that she found about the. I'm guessing it was also about. It was mostly just documentations of trying to get Will to say the phrase, correct?
Yeah,
I wrote this down,
that was-
but I don't know what that
What
was.
is the phrase?
The
So I'm
phrase
not
was-
gonna say
the
it.
phrase was never. I think the only person who may have it is Will and possibly Ravenous,
Mhm.
but the phrase was not said at all in the thing. But what I want to point out to is you see, there was actually mention of a person who they were trying to use to get her to say this phrase, and I actually know that person. Well, I've seen him around. And I could definitely point him out to you, at least tell you where I've mostly see him hanging about. If you ever want to pick him up to question him further, or better yet, you could send me to do that. I have some things I'd like to discuss, and you can hear the bite in her tone with that one.
And yeah, so throughout it, she just had like her head like leaning up on her hand, like just clutching her chin. There's like this etched frown on her forehead. She listens to all the evidence laid out, and she's just nodding like, well, I can see I commissioned the right people to take on the task. Certainly you seem to have found the evidence that we need to actually bring him to justice. Very well.
Ravenous has been just staring into Emerald for all this time, trying really hard not to look at the bodice and just melt in the shininess, and kind of goes, I have some evidence too. And so she reveals that she saw these tomes: seduction, manipulation, torture. I also have invoices and a ledger. They seem to go together. She keeps staring back at this emerald to make sure she doesn't lose track of what she's doing. Here, I don't know necessarily what it means, but I think you could link it together. And she hands over the invoices, as well as the ledgers of payments that she unlocked at Lord Flasheart's manor.
And so she sort of
What the hell does that book say? Seduction? Oh, man.
Oh no, that's just
wrong.
something that I found on the way. I didn't take the tomes, but I made note. If you want to know the names of the books, because Sam said it at the time, it was Seduction, Prince of Persuasion, Torture, How Not to Make Friends, and Convince People, and then How Not to Make Friends and Convince People, and then just Manipulation.
I was gonna mumble something to the gods under her breath. Y'all can perception if you want, but it's really like, oh, really?
And she's, she's frowning as you're explaining this, and as you produce the logbooks and such for her to peruse, she just waves to the wizard and points at him for a moment and just snaps her fingers, and he just steps forward to take the tomes and start reading over them.
Here you go.
Oh, yes. Alright, I'll see what I can make of this.
Oh, this is especially good.
And he's gonna make an investigation check. Are you gonna point out what you figured out from those, or are you gonna let him discover on his own?
So when we went to the Shreets farm, when we were taking care of the corn problem, she keeps having to look back down at the emerald because she keeps getting glints of the shinies on the bodice and getting distracted and reminding herself she has shinies and she can talk and it's fine. So she keeps looking down. When we were at the Shreets farm doing the investigation there, we came across similar invoices and ledgers with similar payments. That's where we found Fitherwick, who was being held there at the time, and he was in the ledger as well, on both sides. And there was FH against the invoices, which in this situation kind of seems like it would insinuate Flasheart, since he has the same information in his ledgers.
And she's just like, sort of frowning and tilting her head a bit at the odd mannerisms of this tiefling, and keeps staring obsessively into.
She's so shiny.
Just staring obsessively into a leather pouch. But you know.
Oh no, it's the emerald necklace I'm wearing.
Oh, you're just staring at the emerald necklace. Okay.
Yeah. And then like holding the pouch on my breast, obviously.
Yeah. And the wizard sort of like, right, and carries on flicking through and is like running his finger along it. And while he's investigating, she's like, right. Well, it seems like there's plenty of evidence here. You say the Shroots are involved. Ah, yes, I remember you, Lyran, were saying about their involvement earlier. And Fitherwick, I've had it let be known from the guardsman, actually, the lieutenant captain, that he had a moment of lucidity earlier.
Oh, those are excellent news.
Ooh, good.
Ravenous perks up but does not look up because she doesn't want to get caught in the shiny hypnotizing.
Sorry, go ahead, Will.
Who's this? Who's lucid? Who?
Oh, you would know Fitherwick. He is also a person who bouts in the arena often.
Oh, yeah, so, yeah.
You remember that guy, the one that's the older gentleman. He's kind of has a bit of a foggy memory at times.
Yeah, so sorry, I should have filled you in, Flair, but essentially he's an elderly gnome wizard who used to fight in the arena. He hasn't been seen for a couple of weeks, so he disappeared before you did. And even before he disappeared, he was well known for having a pretty spotty memory and being a bit out of it. After all the torture and such, it got much, much worse. So when they delivered him to the lieutenant captain, all he was capable of just doing was just repeating the word bastards over and over again. But yeah, it seems he had a moment of lucidity, and she's like, yes. So he gave some testimony, although I'm sure you can appreciate the word of a addled old gnome is difficult to take. But combined with yours, Will, and yours, Masalas.
Take a masala.
And
Take a masalas.
Well, we'll review these logbooks, but I'm sure there will be considerable evidence to be found. Good work. It seems that you have done Negaford a good service this day. Not only that.
Yeah, these guys, they really are unstoppable. It's thanks to them that I get to stand right here in your circle of truth. And she's unhappy about it, but she accepts.
So glad I could stand in this interrogation circle.
We'll just maintain a polite distance from the circle, just in case. But other than that, he's listening to the whole conversation, nodding, adding notes as appropriate.
Yeah.
Lyroon would have just walked in the circle. He hasn't said anything useful, but still just doesn't care about having the...
Zone of truth.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
He cares about justice.
Justice!
Wasn't gonna lie anyways, so just walk in, even if not saying anything.
But your name is Lyroon.
You are a liar, sir. It is in the name.
Go to jail. Do not
Right.
pass go.
Actually, it is
$200.
Lyorun.
If you roll a
Oh, that
double,
exact
you can get
reason.
out of jail.
Okay,
Your name is
so
Liar Rune now.
so she's right. Well, I'm sure Lord Flasheart won't go quietly. Hamish, well, I understand you've already got the guards maneuvering into position, but
Right now? I want to be there.
no, maneuvering into position
Ravenous kind of looks.
Sorry, go
Ravenous looks at her emerald and goes, "We can, we can assist." And carries on staring into her emerald.
And she just looks over. You seem, well, one or two of you seem to be a touch more bloodied. Let's get you fixed up. Snaps her fingers. Guardsman Carrot comes out with a tray full of healing potions to feed you until you're back to full health.
Does that involve a short rest amount of time?
No.
See, now that's service.
But
I don't actually think, but the way I know Sam, you were saying.
oh no, you don't have that item. Yeah.
I don't have Rod of the Pack Keeper.
No,
So
I keep getting
can't...
mixed up with your other Ravenous character. It gets very confusing. Anyway,
It
so
is confusing.
yeah, you should. So
I'll be back.
you're fed your various healing potions. So Buruk, Lyroon, you're set back to full health. Nanto, I don't think you've taken a hit, so you're fine.
I did not. I was too beautiful for that.
Hala, I think you took some hits.
I took some hits, but I took it off on the D&D Beyond. I didn't take it off on Avery.
Yeah, so you can
But,
set yourself
I
back
just-
to full health. Right, I'll wait till Sammy's back. I swear it's been like 20 minutes since you last went to Lee.
Now you know how we feel on the most sessions.
Hey man,
I was just about to say.
I'm at worst once an hour, not 20 minutes.
I just say that.
Guys, there's no tax on this. It's fine.
We must tax lubrace, okay?
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Excellent.
sure every time he goes on a loop break, we get an extra 200 experience. I'm pretty sure that we agreed on that.
I'm pretty sure
Oh.
we've already leveled, so.
Actually, DM, one important question. What do Daggerford's healing potions taste like?
Good point. So,
Do they have
That's
pulp
a
or
real
no
question.
pulp?
Pulp or no pulp?
no, they're completely smooth. It's when you see it, it's a bright red liquid, and it tastes. It's been sweetened, so it seems to have been they've actually got some kind of sugar or fruit added to them, and when it just goes down easy. Yeah, they're pretty
God,
nice.
they are weak.
An
They
actual
have-
healer present, and we'll like raise a gauntlet and be like, so is there like an actual healer here? Just checking.
Well, amongst the guard, certainly, but
Cool. Point one out to me. She happily steps out of the truth circle if she is no longer needed.
well, they're outside. We can form up. I'll actually be coming with you when we go to see this through. I'm just waiting for Sammy to actually be able to hear us.
Oh, I'm here.
Okay.
Would just want to speak with the healer momentarily and ask them some questions. And I imagine that there's nothing that can be done, and we'll just kind of nod. It's like, all right, don't worry about it.
So yeah.
Sounds like Odin has arrived, and Odin is phenomenally fantastic.
Okay.
He's just the best boy.
Sorry,
So-
carry on.
Yeah, let's
I get so
focus in.
distracted by dogs. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So
It was the same when Comet came in.
yeah. So you troop your way out. Duchess Morwen of Daggerford actually standing up from her throne and walking with you. Hamish Horfrost as well, and you meet back up with that phalanx of guards who had escorted you to the throne room, and you start trooping your way back in the direction of Lord Flasheart's manor.
The moment we get outside, I would start keeping a close watch of anyone affiliated with Flasheart. So obviously, the main Daggerford alliances, but if I recognize anyone that would be at least somewhat similar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, once he finds out what we've done, I'm pretty much expecting an ambush here.
Oh, he will, and I can guarantee that, because fast friends, when the spell expires, they know that they were manipulated. So I'm really well aware of what's gonna happen.
We are being
It's
escorted
just
by
Johnny,
Duchess. We are no. There were 3 guards that were charmed as well.
Yep,
Yeah.
but enthralling performance, they're not aware of that one. Fast friends,
Oh.
they are very
So
aware.
Johnny's mad. But sorry,
Maybe,
Johnny,
but
Johnny,
also,
oh my God.
At that point, he's no longer Johnny. He's Liam as he's always been.
yeah.
You're no longer his friend. You cannot call him Johnny anymore.
we're being escorted by Duchess Morwen and her head guard herself. I don't know if he would go to the extent of ambushing the Duchess of
Well,
Daggerford.
yeah, exactly. Let's not discuss it and find out.
Let's honestly
we
go,
will
but I
find
just
out.
like reminiscing on the situation.
Yeah,
I feel
exactly.
like
So
maybe there's not.
But I'm keeping my eyes peeled still.
okay.
I'm
So
keeping my cutlery
yeah.
ready.
So yeah, Burke just marching along, shaking like cutlery.
Just like going.
Good. So yeah, you're marching your way out. Will takes a moment to speak to one of the guards who are skilled as a cleric, and just exchange a few words. I'm assuming she's talking about fatigue, they cast upon you a lesser restoration. It doesn't do much, but it certainly helps ease. Perhaps some of the food hadn't been the best quality, the meager food that you had been given. But that's
And dog jerky still, if you want some.
and corn.
And corn.
And oversized popcorn. Maybe curse, maybe not.
I'm
Maybe
sorry,
maybe-
I thought you said dog jerky. She like wiggles a finger in her ear, like that's not what you said, right?
I have become accustomed to taking the carcasses of deceased cats and dogs on the street, where I have lived all my life, and making them into jerky. Would you like some?
Screw it. Sure, I'll try some dog jerky.
Hands over like a nice stick of jerky, like this might help. And then
I'll try it.
For good posterity, she goes and rips a chunk off herself. Just to show it.
No.
It's not bad.
Well, it's not expecting poison. She's just very much like, don't knock it till you try it. Eating dog jerky. Who knows? Maybe it tastes good.
Might be nice, who knows? I've been eating that all
Hey,
the
just
time.
have some kind of whiskey ready if I don't like it. But yeah, sorry. So, carry on.
So yeah, you know away at it. It's very, very chewy and stringy. There's the only seasoning added was pepper, and in quite large quantities. Don't know where she managed to get pepper on the
Oh
streets.
no! You salt it too because salt helps to cure. The
Okay,
meat.
so salt. It's just salty and peppery, and that's it. And that's the only flavour to it. But yeah, jerky, and yeah, you have some dog meat, so yeah, a little bit in your stomach at least to keep you going. So this you troop your way out. The guards walking with you, walking in lockstep. It's like from. All those guards that have been manning the walls all come down. There's a token guard left actually at the palace as you all troop your way towards Lord Flasheart's manor.
God.
Yeah. So, you troop your way down the streets. Burke keeps a sharp eye out for any sign of Lord Flasheart's men or ambushers.
Can I do 2 things? Can I also keep a close eye out, and can I not be next to anyone? Can I be like on a side street, 20,
Fireball.
30 feet?
Associate myself with
Fire
the
school spreads.
assholes.
Yeah.
Maybe
It-
20 feet away
Okay.
exactly.
Whatever, like a building length. So like, a side street.
Yeah.
The thought is, if there is an ambush for the main road, Lyroon would walk into it.
Okay. So
Unless
yeah.
we walk upon the buildings because she has that ability with her figures of spider climb, so she will stick with the unit, but in a over and under kind of way.
Okay. So like sort of Ravenous is just sprinting up and down the walls of each
Making
building to
it
try and
so
keep up.
much harder for herself.
But making a point that she's being helpful. Meanwhile, the rest of you, I presume the rest of you are just walking with the formation.
And
Right.
Will is just walking forward. Let's do it.
Yeah, Nanto is
It's like
blissfully
literally
unaware.
the peak of the arrow going, I'm gonna fuck some shit up.
Yeah, good. Okay, so yeah, there's just formation walking down the streets, and it's like 3 p.m. by now or something. So like all the commoners are just like, what is going on, and just like immediately flooding away from you out the streets. They're seeing you. They're seeing your party. The strangers from a strange land. The strangers hanging out with the Duchess and hanging out with all of these guards and not seeming to be under arrest, but walking with them in directions. So rumours immediately starting to spread. you walk down the street. You don't see any sign of ambush. You don't see any sign of Lord Flasheart's men waiting for you. You get to the gate, and you find there are no guards manning it.
Oh, they've left.
I think you need to put the map up.
Oh, they just freaking left.
Nah. Last stand,
No.
bruh. They
No,
all
no.
have freaking amulets or wands of fireball. They're not just gonna
No,
me.
do this. I want to squish some pompous, filthy, inborn, plowing noble. No. They're making a stand at the manor, surely. And Will is like, no, you will not rob me of this fight.
I love
no.
the word. I love the word plowing in there.
You will not steal this fight from me.
How close
Here's
to the
the
manor?
thing. Wait, person
So,
player doesn't, so it's a loophole.
Sam, how close to the manor is Dorif's place?
Dorif's place. He's just across the road, so about 20 seconds.
So may I make a diversion to Dorif's to see if he's seen any interesting... See if he's there, but
Yeah.
also see if he's seen any interesting movements since we left.
So last you saw Dorif, he was coming in with you into Lord Flasheart's manor to go start his shift.
Only because I was invisible.
Yeah, but you can stop by his place. You put your head round the wall, looking in through the window. Don't see any sign of him looking through the window, but you can certainly try knocking on the door or let yourself in. What do you want to do?
Oh, myself in.
Okay, so give me
Sleight of hand?
dexterity check with proficiency, which
Don't know
actually
what that
probably
means.
does work out as a sleight of hand check. Now I think about
I
it.
got an 18. I don't know what proficiency means. Does that mean I can roll again?
No.
Yeah, you got a nat 18.
I got an 18.
Yeah, you're fine.
Well, I got 15 plus 3, which is
You're fine anyway. Yeah. So, brief amount of work with a lockpick at the window. It's just a commoner servant's house window, so it's not exactly a sophisticated lock. You get inside, and you can see he's actually sat on his bed, still in his uniform, and he's just looking rather concerned, and just like jumps a bit when you come in. Like, oh, what do you do?
Hey girl, I'm here. No, I'm joking. Dorif, since I last left you and you finished your shift, what's happened?
I didn't finish my shift. I ran as soon as all the murder started.
Okay, have you seen Flasheart come home?
I've just been hiding here. I didn't want anything to do with any of it. Believe me, I'm a big fan of yours, Ravenous, but I do not want anything to do with whatever you were doing in there.
The murders.
When I went in, he doesn't know I was part of this.
No, he heard you speak into his mind and say, "Don't talk about how you made friends with us." And
Fuck, I forgot about that.
And you got a nat 1 on a persuasion check.
Alright, fine.
No useful information gleaned. Meanwhile, the rest of you trooping your way over, Ravenous, you're able to join up with them easily enough. You get to the front gate.
That
No
was
guards.
a divergence in the story. bringing it back now.
Well, I've got to give player agency. So you get to the front gate. It's ajar. You can easily troop your way in.
Will is walking in. She's really worried that they've left and she wants to fight.
She is deserving of a fight with a haughty noble.
Yeah.
Right?
We discerned any further entrances or exits that we can try and culminate.
Culminate. But, I mean,
Culminate!
Well, here's the thing. Like, didn't Naoto come from another secret entrance at one point? So
We know
or
that
towards the end,
there's
so
the main
for all we
entrance,
yeah,
and
there's-
then we came from the never eat shredded wheat. Okay.
what I'm getting at, chances are there's probably if they got away that quick, chances are there's probably more secret passages that we don't know about.
Maybe.
well,
They probably did a smash and grab, so let's just go and find out.
exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, you troop your way through the gate. This phalanx of guards moving inside.
Ravenous go up the tower where she believes Lord Flasheart's chambers are at the very top.
Okay, so yeah, you're immediately peeling off and walking up the side of the wall. Any of the rest of you doing any particular explorations, or are you just moving with the squad?
I'm moving with the squad.
Very much moving with the
Oh.
squad, staying not far from Lady Duchess Daggerford herself.
Yes.
20 feet to the left.
So just stay nicely spread.
Exactly.
I go prone and I start crawling, and then I'm like over on the side.
And as you're marching forwards, you do see actually on the roof there is a flicker of movement.
Interesting.
Singular form rising to poke its head up, and you see it is none other than Cornelius, the elderly wizard.
Given that I have made my way up the side of the building, do I see him before others?
No,
And if so,
no, you don't
okay.
see him. You don't see him until so you're trooping your way in. None of you see him, and then one heartbeat, it's just blank. Next heartbeat, he just materializes out of thin air.
And just to confirm, Cornelius is not one of the ones that were in the ledgers, so he's doing this of his own
he
volition.
was in the ledger, but he wasn't. Basically, everybody within the dalliances has had their name down as a payment out and then received, except for Kumar and Dash and Fawn, who never had a payment. They had a payment out, but not a payment back.
I don't think you got that quite right. So
Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm.
That's why I'm asking Nut Gobbler.
So
I'm just gonna keep quiet and look at my emeralds.
yeah. So none of the dalliances had any payment coming in for them.
Okay.
And only only a couple of them had payments going out for them. So to your estimate, Irina, Cornelius hasn't had a payment going out. But Kumar and Dashing Fawn, they both have had payments going out.
Okay.
From what Halla would know of Harvest, the Warforged, that was actually constructed especially for Lord Flasheart.
I'm sure it'll be easy to convince him to, abandon Flasheart.
Yeah,
Easy.
he'll be the easiest.
Exactly.
And so Cornelius, he just materializes out of thin air, and you can see there's a look of not quite anger, more just determination. He's got his arm held out, and indeed there is a wand held in it.
Can I try and cast a spell at him immediately?
So he's basically, the invisibility's dropping as he's casting a spell. But yeah. So fireball goes off. Lyroon, sorry.
Can I try and hit his fireball out the air with an Eldritch Blast?
No. So
you,
that's not a thing. So
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah. So dexterity checks for Halla, Buruk, Nanto, and Will. Lyroon, you're neatly out of the blast radius. So you, Ravenous, having climbed up the tower. The next.
We were joking about it, but that one, yeah.
Up there, Lena.
As you watch,
Come on!
So as you watch, he just materializes out of thin air, points with the wand, and there's just this bright wave of light, orange light that washes down its length, coalesces into this bright, blindingly bright, almost star that then just fires forward, reaches right into the middle of your pack of guards, and then just wave of deadly inferno washes out in all directions. Before your eyes, the wand actually disintegrates in his hand. Thankfully for you, they just fought in an arena, and that was the last charge in his fireball wand. So that was a regular fireball rather than a max charged fireball. Let's see how you do on your
fireball wand.
Just a regular.
We all failed.
May I use Lyroon's the fastest? Yes, of all of us.
Yeah.
May I use telepathy and say to Lyroon, ground floor, lower west room, closet, amulet of fireball.
You don't know it's that. You just know it's a ruby. You just knew it was a ruby necklace.
No. I knew what it was.
No, you don't.
It screamed at me and I put it back.
Yeah. You just knew it was just a necklace that screamed at you, so unfortunately you don't know that. So, this fireball goes off. Any of you failed, you take 35 fire damage. Which is
I'm
pretty
down.
brutal. You're pretty brutal. The guards, let me just roll up.
I am most concerned about Lady Daggerford.
Oh, what a nice gentleman.
Yeah, it's going to be a slight issue for our whole business if she's down
Oh.
here.
Will we need to roll initiative at this point?
Wait and see. Yeah, 5 of the guards are, when the smoke clears, they're just laying on the ground, unmoving. 5 of the other 5 of there's 10 guards that are moving with you, smoking and heavily charred, and looking pretty weakened. A few of the more senior officers are looking just a bit hurt. It's not too much of a problem. Duchess Morwen of Daggerford, she, as the flames roar towards her, there's this bubble of energy enveloped her, and she certainly didn't look particularly well off, and you can see there's tinges of burns on her clothing, but seems to be fairly okay. Hamish Horfrost barely bothered by it, her captain of the guard, and actually he was like putting himself in front of her to take the worst of the blast. Meanwhile, the rest of you, Halla drops to the ground unconscious, the flames overwhelming her. Burke, Nanto, and Will, how do you do?
I have
What's
8
the
health.
DC?
I never told you guys the DC. 1 second.
Hang on, are you just telling me that Halla's immediately downed?
I have 33 health. Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
You have 33 health, that's my max health!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Monks are squishy, man.
So what's the DC?
DC 15.
I make it. I have the shield master
Master.
feat. I take no damage.
Oh.
Ridiculous.
I've taken the full brunt. Despite everything that's been told about one the Fireball, I hadn't seen one in action, and I definitely haven't seen one in action against me, so it catches me by surprise a little.
Yeah, it's this wall of flames. Most of you badly hurt. Will mostly is just too angry to get hurt by a fireball. Halla's just left unconscious on the ground. The wizard.
Does that apply on a fireball?
What?
If I do a death save, that would make me half damage. I make it, I instead take none.
Oh no, the +2 because it says harmful effect that targets only you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the shield master thing only works if it's a harmful effect that only affects you. It's one of those finically written feats. This is what I was talking about before. This is why I ended up dropping it because I didn't like it.
That sucks. Alright, well I take half damage. I
so-
was so excited for a second.
So, and there's just like
That's
black,
fair.
charred cobblestones all around you. Actually, some of the mansion starts catching fire from the flames. Then the wizard just looking down at you with a sneer upon his lips, and his upper lip just, and then just steps backwards along the roof, getting himself out of sight of all of you.
Except for me, who's halfway up the frickin' wall and
Exactly.
he's dying.
Except for Ravenous, who's halfway up the tower and is able to keep eyes on him. He seems to be backing away just to get himself outside. He doesn't actually have anything to hide behind, and he seems to be getting ready to do something. Now you guys can react.
Well, considering that I can still see him, I'm gonna lay out 2. I look down and I see what he's done, and I see Halla unconscious on the floor, and my eyes just fill with absolute rage. I move as far forward towards his direction with keeping sight that I can, and I release 2 Eldritch Blasts upon his entire face.
Well, is anybody downed other than Halla?
5 guards.
I am healing wording Hala.
Okay. So yeah, healing word to Halla. Yeah, there's 5 guards downed. Not insta-dead, just downed. So you can certainly try to get them up.
Yes.
Sorry, is everyone
Go
going? Will, what were you saying?
Her immediate reaction is she looks up from behind her shield, Halla! And Nanto's spell goes off. She nods to Nanto, and I will just reach out to a guard. She will say a prayer to her deity, too stubborn for this, and put her hand almost like a shockwave on one of the guards and cast Cure Wounds to bring them back up.
Okay.
And
Sorry, Nanto.
and I will give Hala some words of encouragement and just be like, "Oh no, that won't do. That's no way to go out. Come on, get up. We're not done yet."
Okay. So yeah, with these 2 healing actions, we'll you can see the guardsman. It's glorious golden radiant light washes out from your hands, and you can just see the worst of those burn marks start healing over on the guardsman's flesh. The same happens from Nanto's healing words. You can just see there's a brief glow comes over Hala's flesh, and just enough of that charred ruin washes backward, sort of creeps back inwards, and her purple scales regaining their luster, and her eyes flick open. Lyroon.
Lyroon looks at the charred remains of all the guards with exhaustion. It's been a very long day, and Lyroon's out of key and can't do anything for them.
Well, Will was about to shout, "Get these people out of the way!" as she lifts one of the unconscious guards, ready to take them indoors. Okay. I don't know if that'll affect you, but there you go.
Yeah.
How easy is it to climb the banner? Without a climbing manor.
Oh, the manor.
Without a climb speed.
Give me an acrobatics or athletics check, up to you.
Question: could I use? Because I believe I have. Actually, let me check. I believe I have 1 inspiration left today. Could I Mantle of Inspiration to allow Lyroon to climb twice as fast?
Oh, yeah, to use their reaction. Yeah, I'll certainly allow that. So while we're working out that, Burke.
Is there anything that could break line of sight from where Cornelius was standing nearby?
Oh, yeah, there's the mansion itself, the tower. Yeah, you can certainly duck into cover.
Yep. So I would be most likely just dashing to nearest cover available. Most likely, if I can make it to the door of actual manor, just to the side of it, so that he basically would need to lean over the ledge if he wants to hit us with anything else. And I will ready one of the many throwing spears.
Okay, right. So yeah, you're taking out one of those 9 spears that you've recovered from the guardsman, and just readying it to hurl upwards. So, Ravenous.
Got a...
Oh, sorry. Lyroon?
19 acrobatics.
Okay. So yeah, immediately Lyroon's just sprinting forwards and then just leaping from. But it's a mansion, so there's a lot of trestles and little alcove balcony bits. There's plenty to work with. You can sort of parkour your way up.
Very Assassin's Creed style.
Yeah, exactly that. And so in a matter of 6 seconds, you've managed to reach the roof. You are still on the west part of the roof, but you have line of sight on Cornelius now. You can see him. So yeah, you've managed to reach the top of the roof.
Is that with Nanto's Mantle of Inspiration?
Oh yeah, so that's your movement with the Mantle of Inspiration. That gets you to. Hang on, let me update the map.
Yep. So then he would get to make his. Then he would be able to move up to his speed as a reaction.
Yeah, so that gets you.
Which is 45, by the way.
It's 45, so that's 90, but then it's halved because of climbing, so it's 50. Plus your action to dash would be able to get you to the roof with 20 feet, with 30 feet to spare.
Okay, so that would require my action.
Yeah, to get to... Basically, the roof is 60 feet high.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just difficult maths.
That's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, with your action, you can get to the roof, and you've got 20 feet to spare.
Cool. I go stand next to him menacingly, because that's all I can do.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20. That basically
I glare at him.
In fact, you know what? I think it's time for the roof map.
The roof map!
Sam, did you take my roles into consideration of what's just happened?
We're getting to you last.
Sorry, I like to stand behind him.
Wait, there's no initiative rolls. Why am I last?
Because
your name starts with R.
Because he's the DM and he says so.
I say so.
Would not I be the first to react, given that I'm able to see the person.
I
on
don't
That
think
is
it-
reason.
I
Total
don't think it
forces
matters.
woman.
Yes. Exactly that.
Sam, we will have words.
It doesn't
It
matter.
does not matter in the slightest. You're all
Does
going
in
at the
my universe.
it all happens at the exact same time, basically. So, sorry, I'm just getting everyone's icons onto the map. Okay.
Also, I know I've asked this question a million times. What is the temp health for Mantle of Inspiration?
8? Oh, maybe I'm lying.
5 or 8, something like that.
Nando?
Say what?
What
Oh,
is
8,
the
yes.
temp? Thank you.
Okay.
And are you putting it on anyone other than May?
I would put it on. I would put it on anyone who got injured. I would actually put it on Lady Daggerford. To get her to safety quicker.
Cool.
And then, so I can put it on 3 people. Nanto wouldn't put it on himself. He would put it on Lyroon to chase, Lady Daggerford to escape, and Will, you said you were trying to, like, haul people in?
Trying to move the unconscious people, yes, they don't get dead.
I just, yeah, so I put it on you as well. I'll be
Okay.
right back.
So, yeah, just trooping those people out of danger. Yeah, Lyroon reaches the roof and is sprinting forwards. I don't actually have, for the sake of convenience, the Lyroon that is blue is Cornelius. So that's where they were, and then they just moved back to about here. It's a very line of sight, so you can't quite get to him, but by next turn you will certainly be able to. Ravenous.
Yes.
While Lyroon's sprinting up, parkouring his way up the side of the house, while Nanto is speaking his healing words, and Will is laying it on hands and regenerating the worst of the damage dealt. You are letting loose 2 Eldritch Blasts. You rolled a nat. Let me see. You roll. Yeah, so you got an 18
yeah,
to
I
hit
rolled
and
them
a
in the
10 to
wrong
hit.
place. I can, yeah.
So, 2 crackling orbs of these purple meteorites blossom into your hands. One flings forward, dead on target, smacks the wizard straight in the center of the chest, and you can see there's a hole burnt through his robes, and there's a blackened pockmarked piece of flesh there. He sort of staggers backwards. The second one he flings forward, and it sails straight towards him, and he's just at nick of time is able to twitch himself out of the way and just sails past him, sailing into the distance. He's still up after that one hit. Okay, Sam?
Yep.
Good. Which brings us back to him. So he takes a hit and he's like, ugh. And then just his eyes stares daggers back to you, Ravenous, and then he's just eyes flicking between the pair of you approaching, and he's continuing to back up along the roof. Let me just work out the distances here. Yeah, so he's just backing up along the roof as stumbling backwards, and then he just holds out his hands towards the pair of you, makes this kind of gesture where he's got his thumbs pointing out sideways, his 2 fingers, then he slowly plant together, and he brings them together and he just makes it into a triangle, and then suddenly snaps them apart, and each of you feels some twitching, seizing sensation in your muscles, which is really quite uncomfortable. Give me wisdom saves, the pair of you.
Is it a charm effect?
It is indeed, so you do have advantage, Larry.
Ooh.
I don't think I do. No, at all. No.
Oh yeah, and
Come
Will,
on,
that
give me
is
that beautiful 20.
that is temp HP, by the way.
It is temp HP, but I'm below my max, so the next time they hit me, it's just gonna go away anyway.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So,
I didn't go with that average, but yes, it is. Thank you.
So I got a 13.
you got 13. So, Ravenous, you can just feel your muscles sort of seizing out of control, and then suddenly you just lock in place. Just as you were getting ready to summon another Eldritch Blast, he just immobilized perfectly still. Lyroon,
22.
yeah, you can feel that twitching in your muscles and starting to betray you, but then there's that elvish
Nothing
blood
happened
running.
because you rolled real good.
Well, elvish blood running through your veins, you're just able to shrug it off and you just push through, fueled perhaps by your anger. His murdering of, attempted murder of so many in one foul swoop. Continues backing up along the roof, trying to put as much distance as he can between himself and all of you. Lyroon, your turn. And then we'll sort of go between each of you.
How far can I get? How close can I get to him with 45 feet of movement?
Oh, so close.
Yeah, I'll say you can get to him.
Cool.
You are effectively a horse on a roof.
To be fair, I've seen that happen in The Witcher a lot. All right, it's not that uncommon.
Yeah, Roach does it all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, Larry,
Come on.
you're sprinting forwards. He's backing up. He's just cast. You'd recognise it's whole person. What do? You got no key.
And I do. I don't. It's great. Shove is. There's no railing or anything behind him, right?
No.
I want to do something silly. I want to do a
Who are you and what have you done with Laroon? Because silly is not in his vocabulary.
Yes, but it's controlled by Vlad.
Yeah, that should have-
Okay.
So what are you doing? You're charged forward towards him. He's just cast whole person. You've managed to strike it off. You can see out the corner of your eye. You can see Ravenous just sort of lock up just as she was preparing to summon another Eldritch Blast. And you just shrug through it, and then he's sprinting forward. So you can just about reach him. What do?
And it is a 60-foot drop off the roof from this current spot.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
Yeah, okay, so my first attack is a shove action.
Yes!
This will be the first, non-lethal roof throw. At a 9, let's see how he does. I mean,
Oh, this is
Three
going to be
stories.
plenty lethal.
3 stories is enough to bring a lot of
and I'm just going to screenshot the roll this guy makes.
He just fell down some stairs, okay?
That one.
In that 20.
Oh,
No,
so
he just
he
exactly
gave-
matched
Oh,
it.
No!
This is a 9 as well. So you just charge forward and immediately you just thrust forward both hands, slam into his chest, and he's like, but he seems to absorb all that momentum and he's just holding on.
Balancing on one foot.
Yeah,
And
it's like-
does the monk have a second attack?
And conveniently, I have a second attack.
Indeed you do, because
That
you're
would be
level
enough to
5.
disrupt
Do it
concentration.
again.
No, it
Nice.
would not. It has to be damaged.
How does a 20 work?
Oh!
Wow. Let's see how he
And
does.
this time it's a 20.
He has to net 20.
No, it's a nat 2. Yeah, so you just shove forward and he's like, and then actually, how would you like to describe this, Lauren?
I shove him forward, and as he's going backwards, I duck down and shove him to the legs, in which you can't dodge. And so straight to the legs, push him forward, topples over.
Okay. And I believe it's 1d6 per 10 feet for full damage. Is that right?
I cannot remember. I believe it's
I have no
40d6, or that might be lava, I can't remember.
Probably
I think it's a
86.
After the first 20.
Ooh.
I was after the first 10.
For 20 feet, the first 10, there's a margin where you don't get hurt.
It's-
But
it's the
whatever,
first-
a
it's-
PV6.
Anyway, so
After the first 10 feet, it's a
50d6.
certain amount of damage.
So shove forwards and he's sort of teetering, and then you just duck down, smash into his legs, and he just trips backwards. One foot reaches out to try and balance himself, but it finds only empty air, and he just topples backwards off the roof, doing that classic "ooh," and just falling down to the ground. And you can actually hear like this.
Scream, scream.
Yeah,
Does he make a Wilhelm scream?
No, it's kind of like an old man's Wilhelm scream. In fact, wait.
Oh, we have that.
Syrinscape?
Yeah, Syrinscape, this is your moment. There you go. The one time we've used Syrinscape the whole episode.
I didn't even hear it.
Did you not? Oh, you have to be watching the shared
to watch the
stream that I've got going.
Scream, not scream. Sorry,
yeah.
sorry.
Actually, I really should have used this for the fireball. Yeah, there you go. That would have been quite thematic. But you know, anyway, so like that scream, like an old man version of that Wilhelm scream, and just he topples down through the air and smacks into the ground, and you hear him like he's groaning, but he is not dead.
Ooh.
Cool, and that used up all my movement?
That was your 45 feet, yeah.
Cool.
So you do your bonus action, but I don't know what you can do with it. You got no key. I'll
You
allow
see
you
what
to.
you've done to us? You've got us all really stressed.
I'll allow you to throw a loose roof
It's a shame
tile
we
at him.
couldn't have some kind of rest between the last
actually,
battle
let
and
me- let
now.
me-
No, this is tense. It's good, but what does he
Let
do?
me. Yeah. No. I have. Okay, let me look up something specific. So monk, I can
Interaction
slow
tag
fall.
toss?
I can use my reaction to take any falling, reduce any falling damage by 25. Cool. I
You
would
need
like.
key though.
Nope, reaction.
Oh, okay.
Just
nice.
reaction. I had
Just
to look it up.
reaction.
So I would like to Misty Step bonus action because I have that because I'm Fey touched.
Yeah, you haven't used that
Ooh.
today. Yeah.
I have not. Above him and then drop on him. I'll drive.
I'll
Non-lethally.
drive.
I'll drive.
This was an elbow drop.
Okay.
The pile driver, you'd have to have been holding him for that.
I do not know my wrestling terms. I apologize.
So,
I use a full Nelson Jackson 5 dive.
I would like to
Okay.
use a triple Nelson if you could.
so give
You're
me.
an elbow drop. You're doing the 5-star frog splash. You're doing
Guys.
So
Guys.
That's it. You're slamming
Hang
him.
on, what?
let's. Right. So give me an unarmed attack. Let's see if you have any accuracy for your falling, dramatic bonus action, Misty Step attack. Elbow first into him.
Does a 20 hit?
That definitely hits.
Yeah, I'm not.
Doesn't
No, you rolled
any
too.
hit.
You rolled too high. You missed.
How
So-
fucking
Punch too
dare
well.
you.
So let's have 1d6 per fall, per 10 feet of fall damage, plus your normal unarmed attack. I'll allow.
Okay, so that's 1d6 plus 5 for normal unarmed. And then I'll just how many d6? So that'd be 3d6?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you get 10 feet naturally, and then you went down 20 feet, right? So yeah, 3d6. So that's another 15. So that brings us to a total of 23 plus his full damage, which was 23 as well. So that brings us to a total of 46. Let me just check
Release
his
his
stat block.
concentration.
Okay, wait for it, Sammy. Shove him off the roof. Tumbles backwards. Old man Wilhelm scream. Flailing through the air until he smacks into the ground, and it just starts groaning and rolling side to side. And then Ravenous, you're immobilized. You're paralyzed. You can see though Lyroon. You're stuck like this. You can see Lyroon just vaporize into thin air and disappear from sight. You've seen him do that exactly once before, I think. And then he just, out of sight, materializes down on the other side of the roof, and he just plunges through the air. Wind rippling through his clothes as he plunges elbow first, slams into the center of his chest, and just staves it straight through, and it comes out the other side. There's blood splattering across your face, across the ground. The wizard just gives, and that's the last sound he makes. Just rocks backwards, and he's dead.
Hey-oh!
Did Lyron kill somebody?
Holy shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lyroon
killed someone.
No.
Who are you?
You've broken your oath, sir.
Ravenous drops her arm like.
Luckily, luckily, Lyron's not a paladin.
Yeah, exactly.
Ravenous drops her arm,
Sorry,
being released from this, and goes, "Ugh, what just happened?" And will run over in her turn to see what happened.
Okay, so meanwhile the rest of you can't see this happening.
No.
But Lyroon, just the end of your turn, how do you react to having blood splattered into your face by the person you just murdered?
I go.
Bad.
I start cursing a really long stream of profanities in Elvish. Disappointment. I can't ask him any more things. Oops.
Your disappointment is immeasurable and your day is ruined.
Exactly.
Not as much as his, but close.
Okay. So, meanwhile, the rest of you, you can't see this. All you've heard though is just like an old man's Wilhelm scream, and then a smack, and then a long string of elvish cursing. Let's start with Burke this time. What do you do?
So I would be near the entrance to the manor. Can I try and open the door?
Yeah.
Does it seem locked? Okay. Yeah, then I barge inwards and, still watching all around for any further ambushes, just start going towards it.
Okay.
I would definitely be joining Baruch.
Mm-hmm.
So I am aware that we don't exactly have an exit there, but at the very least, if I remember right, that passive room did have a window or two. If it comes to the worst.
Yeah. So you barging your way inside. We'll get to it in a minute. Will? Oh, sorry, Nanto, what were you saying?
I'll say I'm mostly concerned because Lyroon doesn't normally throw out a string of elvish curses.
Yeah, so there is a back way out the back side that you'll be able to get to them soon enough. Will, what are you doing?
So if Will notices the screams, it's like, well, there's battle happening, but she's not going to be the spear in this case. She's the shield. She's trying to get first the people that can't protect themselves inside and protected somewhere in cover. And if she can do that with the Mantle of Inspiration, giving her extra movement, pushing her that little bit further, she's going to get all of the people that are still conscious to cover. Look to Baruch, to Nanto, to Hala. You guys have got this. I'll keep them safe.
I trust in you.
Okay. So, yeah, you just forming up, being the shield instead of the spear, trusting to the others that they've got this well in hand. Ravenous, you were just charging forward from your position to get to the edge of the roof, where using your action to dash, you'd be able to just about get to the edge of the roof and look down to see. We just lost Hala. And you can just about see, you can see the splatter blood, you can see Lyroon just like swearing to himself, sort of hunched over the dead body of Cornelius, probably just about extracting his elbow out of his chest cavity, and perhaps brushing off some of the debris.
The viscera.
The viscera. The rest of you don't come across any further guards or forces of any kind, actually, in Lord Flasheart's manor. So over the next 10 minutes, you clear through the manor. You're going from room to room. You're all on your guard every moment, but it is emptied. Sorry, Ravenous, go ahead.
I rolled a perception check of 12. Did I see anybody fleeing in the distance?
No.
From the roof?
Yeah, you can't see anyone. You can't see any sign of movement. It's seemingly everyone else is gone. Burke, what are you going to say?
I wanted to check as we're scouring the area. Is there any full plate armors I could make a mental note of? And secondly, as we go down to basement, could I check if Duchess Dagger... So, first off, is Duchess Daggerford checking with us, or is she kept safe by Will?
So she's been kept safe. Her guard, Hamish Horfrost, is staying by her side at all points anyway.
Yep.
You
Is
guys
there
aren't
any
left...
guard that goes with us?
Yeah, so yes, there is. You guys aren't left on your own at any point. You're all being escorted around. The only one who really has any free reign for about perhaps a minute is Ravenous, because she's on top of the tower. Even Lyroon actually at the back. You have a little bit of time perhaps to go exploring, but I imagine he's mostly just being traumatized.
Mild trauma.
What time I'm not being traumatized, I'd like to search the remains of his body.
Oh yeah, of Cornelius. I mean, he's got clothes. He's got a nice-looking cloak. Give me an investigation check.
Oh, good. I'm great at those.
Ravenous.
I'm going straight in that fucking bedroom.
I'm a little too traumatized.
Yeah.
A little trauma.
I mean, it makes sense. You're Lyroon, you're pretty damn traumatized. You just killed a man. You haven't. When was the last time you killed a man? Have you ever?
Probably not.
Yeah, so
he always tries to go the diplomatic way out, not the death way out.
And you've just watched this person try to kill a bunch of people, but even so, it's a pretty big breach for you. So it's pretty unsettling. You're patting down his pockets. You find there's a pouch of gold on him. That's pretty easy to find on anyone. You're looking over, and he's got fairly nice clothing. He's the wand that he was using disintegrates into ash when he used it. He does have a necklace, which is inset with a range of different jewels. There's a diamond, a ruby, a sapphire, a fire opal, and I can't remember the name of the last five. Oh, and onyx. So yeah, just 5 different jewels inset along it. Seems to look quite official. But yeah.
Pockets that.
Okay. Easily
does
done.
he now?
Easily done. Necklace taken. You got the bag. You got a bag of gold. You haven't got time to count that out, but you've got a bag of gold on him. Nothing else particularly interesting that you can find other than some nice clothes. Okay. Ravenous took that moment to depart, so we'll look to the rest of you. So yeah, you guys are exploring. So yeah, Buruk, you were going to go see about some plate armor while under escort.
I wanted to do that, and also once we pass by the basement, I would draw attention of the guard accompanying me that 1, the password is dagger for dalliances to their suits of armor, 2, the fact of armored suits, and 3, that the moment you step down, all the noise upstairs seems to disappear, and just basically say that you should send a party to investigate all of this after, but let's say what we saw there was unsavory. And just leave it at that without stopping much down there.
Yeah, so you can see they're sort of like, and they look quite grim about that news concern, and sort of eyeing the armoured suits warily as their heads like turn towards that password. Looking for dalliances. Yeah, you're all good. They let you pass.
I would let them know that. Make sure to pull the lever under the couch.
So yeah, you direct them towards the faux dungeon.
It is still open. I did jam the mechanism.
Yeah, it's jammed open actually. Yeah, there was a knife buried into it. Ravenous, now you're back. So you're going to make your way straight for that chest. I'll need a
chamber.
For the chamber the chest is in.
I believe it is Lord Flasheart's personal chamber.
Yeah, so it's the top floor of the tower. I'll need just give me a sleight of hand check, because I think that does basically the job of Thieves' Tools check anyway for you.
Yeah.
That's to get the lock open on the window. While you're doing that, Will, what are you up to? So you just kind of have free reign the manner you're exploring, making sure there's no other guards around or anything like that, but you have a bit of free reign. There's a guard with you though.
I'm sorry, did you say Will or Ravenous?
I was saying you, Will, while we're waiting for Ravenous' roll.
Alright,
right.
Will is trying to make sure that everybody is kept alive. She's gonna look to the Duchess and say, "Please tell me you brought some more of those potions with you." If she did, I'm going to give them to the people who are unconscious. If she did not, I will try to just stabilize them. And for the ones who will or the others can't stabilize, she will use the last of her magic, but she's trying to reserve it.
Okay. So yeah, she's like, Hamish, see to it. And he starts producing. He's got 3 vials on him. He's like, I don't have sufficient supplies, madam. We should have brought more. I honestly didn't expect this.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Nobody expects the fireball to the face.
So there's 1 guardsman left unconscious and bleeding out that needs tending to, but otherwise you'd be good.
Okay.
So you can use 1 point of healing hands, and that gets him back on his feet.
Will use
all 20 were
used
in
hands. She has 4 points left.
Okay.
She's 20 on Baruch. She saved 5.
Good work. It's the tactical paladin play.
And
she's herself as a healer. She's protecting people.
Yeah. Sorry, Lyrene.
And as Will is doing that, stabilizing the people, Lyrene will come back up to also stabilize the people. And never mind, you have it. Put away the medicine bag.
Lyrene, and there's a little bit of worry in her eyes. This is a sight.
Because absolutely covered in blood.
Yeah, this is a sight of her you haven't seen yet. She walks up. She looks you up and down. Are you all right?
I'm fine. I got carried away. The Cornelius is dead. It's not a good day.
And she's obviously displeased, but she's not as stupid as she pretends to be. Damn it. She's just gonna pull Lyroon in, squeeze him really tightly before letting him go. Just sit tight. Look, the others went inside.
And in the middle of the hug, Lyroon says really softly, like several times, like, I'm sorry.
All right,
Then
so
you remember that, and you deal with that, but not now.
So while that tender scene plays out, and probably I imagine Nanto's just gotten to the main foyer and just sees, because he's been exploring for the house trying to get to Lyron, and just sees Lyron come out that main door and that happening. Meanwhile, Ravenous, so what did you roll to try and get through the window?
I originally rolled a 10, and then because I'm stubborn, I rolled again.
Yeah. So yeah, you're just sitting there picking at the lock. There's no time pressure in particular, so you're just trying to pick the lock, and then eventually you're able to, after a good 12 seconds, you're able to, and you just feel that satisfying click as you feel the lock give way. You slip inside. There is, as you slip inside, there is like a noise that starts emitting from the window, like wow, 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 and it's some kind of alarm system that seems to be triggered, but no guards come running.
I was going to say, I'm not too concerned about this, given the situation.
Yeah, like the guards downstairs, the ones that are still, conscious and able to really bother, like look up, like look a bit confused, but then they see one of the adventurers that were with them slipping inside, and like, okay, and yeah, you slip inside. So that's putting you in the third floor of the tower, which is here.
I would like to use an investigation check. I know that there is a chest that I really want to open, but I will do an investigation of the area to see if I can find anything to implement where they may have gone, like a secret hideout, etc., etc.
Okay, so yeah, you slip your side where you are currently. It looks like a bedroom, and you can see there's actually an unmade bed. There's like clothes strewn on the floor, as if someone has been in a great hurry, rummaging through this room. There is a chest at the foot of the bed. There is two wardrobes and a chest of drawers. Give me an investigation check. Let's see how you do.
I did. It was crap. I got a 5.
Okay, so yeah, what you see is the obvious things. You can see these discarded clothes. You can see these wardrobes. Having a quick look in the wardrobes, it just looks like clothes. It does look like Lord Flasheart's clothes. So it does look like he did stay in this tower room. But obviously, there's the chest. So
I will open that chest. Absolutely.
Okay.
Probably took all the good stuff out.
We'll see.
Would that be a sleight of hand or a dexterity?
Sorry?
Would that be a sleight of hand or a dexterity?
Sleight of hand basically takes into account your proficiency. Yeah, we'll use that as your lock picking. It's basically the same.
Yep.
Oh, come on. That's an 8.
Okay, so yeah, it takes you... We're not under time pressure, so basically what that expresses is how long it takes you to do the job. So you're just working away at that lock. You probably break a couple of picks. You're going to have to pay a visit to someone to get some new picks before you can do any more in the near future. But eventually you get the lock open. You open it up, and inside you see it's exactly as Potts was saying. It's largely cleared out. It looks like it's someone's been breezing through this room, and everything inside looks fairly ajar. There's what looks like some old clothes. Well, not old clothes. Some clothes that are quite untidy, as if someone's ripped out the key ones that they're looking for. A few bags. There is some cloth bags, leather bags that you can have a look through.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, you look through the first one, and there's what looks like it's pretty grim. It's a collection of child's teeth.
Ooh.
Now, it's not unknown for someone to keep those from their childhood, but maybe he's been collecting them from children. You don't really know.
No.
Another bag is a collection of different lengths of hair. And the third bag, you plunge your hand in.
I don't want to know what I have found.
And your hand is weirdly deep. You keep putting your hand in.
Oh, it's a bag of holding.
Well, you don't know that.
No.
You Ravenous don't know that, but you, Sammy, do, yes. So you plunge your arm in all the way up to the shoulder, and you're just groping at emptiness.
And
Weird.
there's nothing in this bag.
Not that you can grab, you're just groping at empty air from what you can tell.
Ravenous does the usual, the trope of, putting a hand in, seeing that it goes further than the bag, putting a hand out, back in again. Oh. And just slings that up on her back, going, that might be useful.
Okay. So you take away the strange bag, perhaps one for a visit to Victoria's Secret to find out the true nature of at a later date.
I pick up the 2 pouches of kids' teeth and lengths of hair to bring as further evidence to those who may need it as evidence.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they definitely need more evidence at this point. So,
Just in case.
Yeah.
We're gonna need more evidence. Well, what did we collect? Well, they fireballed the Lady of Daggerford.
Hey, man, you can never have too much, alright?
Thank you.
So-
It might have been some other strange magician named Cornelius whose body is over there.
Yeah.
You know, there are plenty of those around.
So,
There's no kind of plans or writing to suggest where they may have fled to?
not in this room. Maybe elsewhere. Remains to be seen. Maybe your investigation check wasn't sufficient. Who knows?
Maybe. Shut up.
So, Nanto, as I said, you got to the main foyer, and out the door you can see Burridge. Like his right arm is just like pretty much from the bicep to the hand is just soaked in blood and viscera, and he's just trapped in a not ungentle embrace from Will, and he seems to be fairly upset. What do you do?
Ooh. Well, I'm just going to not say anything. I'm going to go where Lyroon came from.
Okay, so yeah, and it's fairly easy to follow the trail because there's literally splats of blood on the ground that have been dripping from his limb, and you make your way out the back door and you see the corpse of Cornelius, his chest like staved in, and yeah, just blood splattered all around him. What do you do?
I'm going to poke him once to make sure.
So just a little poke for test. No, I won't say roll for poke. Yeah, he's all fine. So no movement. Yeah, he's very dead.
Oh boy. Well, that was interesting. Don't usually find people like that. Unless... No, Lyroon wouldn't do that. And then I'm going to search the body.
Okay, give me an investigation check. So, and you're going to find the strange situation where he's already been relieved of his gold. 13.
13.
So you search over the body. Yeah, seems to be no coin pouch on him, which is quite unusual. You'd think that you would definitely mark that as odd. No particular jewelry, but you do see that cloak is unusually fine. And when you look a little bit more closely, you can actually see there is a ring of sigils or runes stitched into the collar.
Ooh, is there? Would you say that this cloak is particularly beautiful?
I don't know if it's... No, I mean, it's a wizard's... It looks like a wizard's cloak. It looks somewhat majestic, but I wouldn't say beautiful. More just regal.
I would like to put it on.
Okay.
Just right away.
Yeah, so
I need to try it on.
Make myself pretty.
Need to
I
make
love
sure
how we're
it's
in the
good.
middle of this super tense situation and you guys are all looting. Save it for later.
And two quick points. One, I'm assuming you take it off, Cornelius. And two, you are aware that the guards are accompanying us, all except for Agnes and Lyroon were.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah, so...
But this man appeared from out of nowhere. Have to make sure that the cloak wasn't its doing.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's fair.
you take off the cloak and you just whip it through the air and drape it around your shoulders. The guard watching you, just like giving you quite strange looks. What do you do?
I'm going to look at them and just say, well, am I still visible to you?
And they just look to you. Yes, sir. You are very visible. You are visibly
fiddlesticks.
stealing this man's cloak.
No, he just, fiddlesticks. I thought it might have been the way he snuck up on us.
And they're just like, oh,
And I'm going,
I see. Yes. No, it is not invisible. No.
well, we'll need to look around for anyone else who wants to kill us. Come on, no time to waste. And he's going to drop the cloak.
Oh, okay. You just drop the cloak and carry on. Cool. Lyroon. Sorry, Burke. We haven't had you in a while. So you were downstairs. You were going through the basement. You pointed out the plate armor is activated. It's arcane animated armor.
So,
It is noise suppressed, but
yeah, and after that, I think I would be broadly going through the rooms that, while we were holding the door, I think it would have been Ravenous who checked by. In particular, what are the chances that I would stumble on the place where there was a bunch of more or less random outfits for the occasions?
Yeah, it certainly wasn't a particularly hidden room, so yeah, you would find that reasonably easily.
Alright,
so that's this room, and there's a couple
everywhere.
of bees everywhere, and there's a couple of like arcane sigils on the floor.
Thieves.
So are those odd pieces of clothing still about?
They were inside a trunk, but yeah, Ravenous left it wide open.
Okay. So nothing of value, as far as Burke can tell, has been taken.
From that room? You don't know what was there in the first
where
place.
is Baruch positioned?
Yeah,
right now?
that is a fair point. I'm more thinking in the sense that, is it blindingly obvious that someone came by this room and just, snatched half the thing?
I mean, the wardrobe doors are standing wide open. One of the sets of wardrobes.
Okay,
Is that
I
not the
would
same
take a
room as
peek in.
full plate of armor?
No, that was where Will's plate of armor was standing, but she took it. So that's where you found
one of
the
the neighboring rooms.
That's McGramsey's armor. I needed that.
I must have. I must have
Grams.
misinterpreted the situation. My apologies.
No, it's all good. You said that's where you found a suit of armor, but when guys were on the way out, that's
So
where
it turns out it was Will's. Okay,
that turned out
cool.
as Will's.
Yep. May I take a peek inside the open wardrobe to see if anything's odd?
Yeah, so you can see there's what looks like a jewelry box, and it's open, but it's empty. You can see there's a few different outfits of clothing that seem fairly discordant, like no one person would own all these different suits of clothing. That's about it.
Yeah,
No
I
one
mean,
man could possibly have this level of clothing.
Well,
Does
it
he, not,
depends. Sorry?
does he not find a box with a amulet wrapped in silks because it was screaming at me?
He does not.
What?
It's gone.
Oh!
But he doesn't know it's missing.
I'm so
as far as I know,
mad.
that's not there.
Yeah, exactly.
But I would point out the
Bad
clothing to the guard accompanying me and saying, "Look at these things. There is no way that Flasheart would be wearing all of this, unless he wanted to hide somewhere. We should keep our eyes open."
Sorry, Vlad.
Clarification question. While these guys are exploring, they don't come across any of the unconscious bodies that we left in various places, right?
Oh no, the various places are all the secret room.
Yeah,
No,
one secret room, and also in the dungeon area. Yeah, there's a few unconscious bodies. They're still there.
I thought they were above. Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, they're still there. Yeah, so the guards find them. Bit confused, but I assume you guys explain the nature of your investigation. It's reasonably easily smoothed over.
We were just being very innocent, and they attacked.
So,
Obviously self-defense.
Hala, we haven't heard from you for a while. What are you up to?
Howard's gonna find, and none of the healers came with us, right? None of the Mrs. Daggerfor's healers came with us.
There would have been at least one hang out with you, yeah. But mostly they seem to see you guys are more than capable, and they had a few healing potions. And those guys seem to be mostly more concerned with making sure their healing's reserved for Lady Daggerford and stuff.
Okay. Howard's gonna sit there and just go to the nearest person and then stick out her hand. Potion.
Okay. Yeah, so you're just asking for some healing. And with that, they're like, oh, yes, you do not look well off. Okay.
Potion.
Cedric. Come on, let's see to her. And then, he's wearing heavy plate armor, he just stomps over and he just lays a hand upon you, and there's this glorious golden wave of light. And yeah, the rest of your wounds start knitting over. He just starts pushing cure wounds into you, one after another.
Okay. After she is healed, she is going to. She's pretty much going on the prowl for these guys. She's pretty much done being nice.
Yep.
So yeah, you just well, so you're taking a view for the property, was it?
Yeah, I'm going to start looking for these guys. Like, she's done playing nice. She's the section that's still blacked out. She's going to start heading for over there.
Okay. So yeah, you, between all of you, you're able to like systematically make your way through. So I'll just reveal all of this. So there you go. So yeah, you know there's another secret entrance down into the dungeon area. After your fairly thorough investigation, it's easy enough to find. Yeah, it's mostly what you're able to find is a nice dining room with those two throne chairs that I was describing earlier. Various storage rooms. What looks like a painter's studio to the east.
That was in the second floor.
Wow, you say that. It's actually...
It's a different one. Of course, Flasheart wouldn't find a single
He'd
painting
have
studio.
two.
You would have two studios.
There's two
It's his backup
studios.
studio?
There's two studios. One of them is on the floor above, and actually, because Ravenous knows it's there from her preliminary investigations, what she's able to figure out is that this second studio is actually hidden. It's hidden behind what looks like some kind of trapdoor fireplace. Give me an investigation check, Ravenous, just as you're going about making your way, exploring this area.
Oh, sorry. My Dungeons and Dragons Beyond has stopped working. Give me 2 moments.
That's alright. If you go into Avray Spam channel and just write
I've
this.
got it. It's fine. Investigation, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's my worstest.
Mm-hmm.
I got a nat 20 minus 1, which
Wow.
is 19.
So yeah, so as you're looking, you're looking at this. There's this fireplace at the end of a corridor, and I'll just bring up the map for it so you can see exactly what the area that I'm describing here.
Of this mapped out myself.
There we go.
Good look.
So it's this area. So yeah, you can see there's the end of this. Wait, no, that's not the right floor. Sorry.
The floor they're on.
It's because I hit the slide earlier because you were done with the mansion, but you are no longer done with the mansion.
Oversight.
There you go. So yeah, you're up on the second floor, and you can see there's this room. Well, you can see there's this corridor which ends in a fireplace. There's a singular armchair before it, and over that fireplace there's this huge painting of Lord Flasheart.
Oh shit.
He's standing with one leg like sort of atop what looks like some kind of defeated giant type foe, and he's like standing with his hands on his hips and like cape majestically billowing out behind him, and it's quite a complimentary painting of him.
Would you describe the painting as animated?
No, it's actually not. Oh, who did we lose? We lost Potts.
Yeah, I'm having trouble.
Oh, there we go.
I'm watching through like as I usually do, but it's entirely just a glob of pixels, and I can't read anything.
Yeah, I'm seeing a total of 6 pixels too.
Oh.
However,
Same thing.
on Twitch, we are reading in the normal capacity. It's just us.
So just look.
Yeah.
If you just look on Switch, it's just Discord
Yeah.
struggling.
I'll bring up the
So
Twitch stream.
anyway, so you're at the end of this corridor. There's a fireplace and armchair. This majestic, massive painting of Lord Flasheart posing dramatically. You're looking over it, and you can just your eyes start picking out certain incongruous details. Not about the painting.
Immediately, primal savagery. Its eyes.
You can if you want, but you pick out certain
Yeah.
details about the fireplace itself. There's the stones surrounding the mantle, and you just see one in particular just looks slightly out of position with the rest, and you just possessed with a certain instinct, reach for it, grasp it, and it just slides neatly out, and this whole fireplace and painting starts sliding forwards, revealing the secret area. Immediately, your ears start picking out a ticking noise, and as your eyes start looking around frantically, you can see there's a brass pipe surrounding the entirety of the secret entranceway that's littered with holes. What do you do? So there's a ticking, you can see a brass pipe littered with holes.
I immediately barrel roll out of the direction of wherever the holes are pointing.
Okay, so you just move backwards as fast as you can, perhaps diving behind that armchair. roaring flames start belching out.
Would that be a dexterity?
No, because you nat 20 investigation checks, so this is not
Oh,
surprising
okay,
to you.
okay,
This is you getting out of the way. Roaring flames start belching out of all those pipes. So some kind of trap being activated, but 6 seconds later the flames cut out, and what you're left with is this another art studio. And this art studio, whereas the downstairs one is mostly pictures of Lord Flasheart and his wife, and various members of the dalliances in the midst.
Wait.
Am I
Lord
stupid?
Flasheart has a wife?
Yeah,
So you
that's what I'm
gotta
about
question
to say.
Yeah.
the taste somebody's got to marry a piece of work like that.
I mean, I'm just surprised. I mean, actually
Ain't from
saying
all
that
of his other
His
relationships.
blind.
Hey,
I've worked in businesses with a high-powered male that has a wife, and they just do other things with the wife, knowing or not knowing.
So
I'm just saying it might not have been her choice knowing Lord Flasheart.
well,
It may have been seduction, manipulation, and torture.
who knows?
Yeah, I was about to say that.
So, DM, what happens?
Yeah, so the secret room. It's for the paintings of Flasheart and various women who are not his wife. There some are tasteful, some less so. And essentially what you're finding is considerable evidence that he is not entirely faithful to his wife. And that's why it's a secret room inside his mansion. You also find...
Is anyone surprised?
Not a bit.
You also find what you found last time that you investigated this exact room. You were able to see him through the skylights of the mansion. Do you remember what you found?
Hang on, let me find my drawing. I ripped it out. Where is it? Oh,
It's a bag.
of holding? No. I literally had it earlier on. Hang on.
That's alright, I can just tell you.
I was trying to be impressive.
It's
but
satisfying if you can say, but it's fine.
Hang
So,
on, let me just 2 more seconds. I
anyway.
have so many notes.
It's fine.
You got
So
this.
you find, yeah, as I say, is various paintings. Some are mid-construction, some are finished pieces, and they seem to be hung around the room for viewing. Yeah, it's Lord Flasheart sometimes in dramatic poses, some less dramatic. But anyway, along one table you can see there's a bag that's half spilled over, and there's a clutch of rubies within it.
Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that just because it's me.
Yeah.
Absolutely 100%. Oh, I found it!
There
Sorry.
you go. Well, hold it up for the camera.
Table, sack. It literally just says table, sack, jewels.
There you go.
Table
Alright.
sack, yes.
Table sack jewels. So yeah, you find a clutch of rubies inside a leather pouch left on this table, and various naughty paintings. So let's flick back to Lyroon and Will. So you're just clutching that tense, emotional hug. Ah. And Flair's already started drawing it.
Can you post that to me personally so I can see it? Just take a photo with your phone.
Yeah.
Anybody
You
wants
didn't
to-
push the talk. You didn't push the talk, Flair.
It's half done. Let me keep on keeping on.
Oh,
And
definitely
share.
full emotion
Oh.
is there.
I have
And
a whole
definitely send it
session's
to me as well.
highlights here.
Yeah.
Cute.
Look at that. Awesome. So you guys play out that scene. I need to take my second little break of the session, which I think I'm pretty good
Well,
going.
it is
Yeah,
coming
it's
up on
9:30,
4:30.
so- yeah.
Yeah.
So
You want to finish the session and then go pee-pee?
yeah, I think I'll manage.
No, he's gonna go pee-pee and then finish the session.
So right, we'll end with this scene. So Lyroon and Will. Yeah, so Will's got you in this embrace. Lyroon is just whispering softly to you, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry."
And the last thing Will said was, "You remember that. And you deal with it. Just not right now."
Okay, all right. I'm good. Let's. You have. Everyone's
I've got
fine,
everybody
right?
here.
Okay.
It's obvious that Flasheart's not here.
Maybe some of the guards in there know where he would have gone. Those. I don't think you saw them, but there were the black armored people. They seemed to know what they were talking about.
They're still here?
There's one of them. We left him unconscious in the unsavory dungeon, not the torture dungeon. The other one.
Other
Hey.
one.
I wasn't in that dungeon, I'm happy to say, but that's good. Then that's good news. And she's gonna put a hand on Lyroon, pulling back slightly, shaking him. That means that there's still a chance. There's a chance that we're gonna bring this piece of work to some kind of justice.
There's hope.
All right. All right. Yeah, let's go.
You, And she sees Lyroon, and she's worried about him. Presses her lips together. They turn a little bit pale. You wanna stay here with these guys? I'll go find the guard you guys left.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah, that makes more sense. All right.
Claps a hand on his shoulder, gives him a look. You can do it. And nods to the people that have been roused. You're in good hands. I'm gonna go and look for the remaining guard. And Will looks at Lyroon one last time as she's walking into the dungeon, into the manor. Gives him a smile. She's confident in him. He can do it.
And gives him a little wink.
That would have been Ravenous, not Will. Will is a bro.
Yeah.
So,
And Lyroon would not like that wink either.
I think that would have been a little bit
next
out of
time I
place.
see you, I'm gonna wink so hard at you.
so Danto, what's your last action?
So, after deciding that, well, that cloak would have been really nice to have, but, well, some people have some opinions about it, I would go back and make sure that everyone else is okay.
Okay.
So I'd likely come in eventually at the tail end of Will and Lyroon.
Yeah, and you see him making an interaction. Yeah, Will's just making her way over and just picking up one of the black armored guards who are unconscious. The only black armored guard who's there, unconscious on the floor, and just scooping them up and dragging them over, like just scraping across the floor, and like the two boot tips like scraping into the wood. But she just doesn't care in the slightest about this nobleman's home.
In fact, as I see it happening, I'm like, and I just lower him slightly to make the scrape, the gauge, just a little bit deeper, just a little bit harder to pop out.
Good. Burke, last action.
And so, there were at least half a dozen guards, not a single one here now. So it's...
There's at least one.
Yeah, so...
Only the unconscious ones.
Just continues talking to his companion guardsman, pointing out every single thing he can find that seems a bit strange about the situation. And he goes upstairs, he looks there, he just goes, this is not right, that's not right. But, you've seen that. You've seen the flames and everything. You should meet up with others.
Okay.
And he would come back to the main group.
Right. So yeah, you're just pointing out all the inconsistencies that you're seeing around the dungeon. Yeah, no, they seem to be taking note of it and seem concerned. Particularly that, well, all the guards are missing. Ominous. And you make your way back to the rest of the group. Ravenous, last action.
Oh jeez, what was the last thing I did?
You're up on the second floor of the tower. You just
shit up.
Yeah. So you're in the second floor of the tower. You'd opened that chest. You'd found a few odds and ends, but no incriminating evidence. There's another room in the tower you can check out if you wish.
The last action Ravenous would make. Come on, where's... I literally had
We
it.
can come back to you if you want to check your notes first.
Yeah, come back to me
Alright,
because I
so-
didn't realise it was my turn again.
Okay, so yeah, I think we've had Barak, we've had Will, we've had Lyroon, Nanto, we've had yours. Hala. Last
Hi.
action.
Flasheart has made an escape. Hala is just livid. She is knocking things over. She is trying to find any sort of secret passageway that could indicate where he left off, and it's
Can I
just
catch up
shouting
with Hala?
obscenities.
Sorry, Will?
Yeah, just can I hear that? Because Will would definitely go towards Hala.
I mean, she's not being subtle, she's literally kicking things over, so you'd hear like various crashing of priceless vases being knocked over and crashing to the ground, and as she sort of tries to ruffle
I
everything
announce-
she can come across.
Yeah, I announce my entrance by just knocking over the nearest pot smiling at Hala, hoping she catches Will's eye.
With Hala, cause kind of in the mood she's in, you would basically just whip around and have like a dart, like 2 darts, just like poised at the ready to throw, just breathing heavily.
Yes.
And Will is chill as a cucumber. Hey, cute stuff.
Oh, called cute stuff.
Come on, Hala.
Alright.
You see what I got?
Have you found anything?
I wiggle the guard like a rag doll.
This black armored unconscious guard is just held in a
It's
grip.
like,
I think Will is strong enough.
Yeah.
You know?
she absolutely is.
Wiggle.
Yeah, so I wiggle him in front of you, Hala, and I'm like, don't worry. He's not gonna get away with it.
I'm gonna make sure of that.
Yeah, you are. I know how tough you are.
You shouldn't have gone through that. I should have noticed sooner. I should have been there. I should have.
I drop the guard. And she kind of
Clunk.
gives her a little apologetic smile. Walks on over to Hala, kneels. Hey, I shouldn't have gotten caught. So come on. Quit beating yourself up over this and save the fight for him.
She'll nod her head.
I'm sorry, my dog parked. Can you repeat that for me?
She just nods her head. Still kind of like a bit taken back just by everything that's going on. But definitely just a bit more just focused and just trying to gear towards everything towards just one singular thing right at this point.
Okay.
You hear about all those paintings he's got in here or whatever?
I've seen a couple of them.
You feel
Can we
like
just talk
dragging your
about-
claws through the few?
And she just points to one of them, and you can see that like it's already one that's been torn to like shreds.
Good girl. I think maybe that might be a good way to get your anger out. But like I said, just save the fight for the real thing. This isn't your fault.
Okay.
You got it?
Yep. She's finding it hard to say anything right now. It's just everything is just
Will gets it.
yeah.
Will gets it. She knows Hala. She's also really, really pissed, but she wants to be there for you. She's just gonna reach out with a big bulky gauntlet and ruffle your ears, avoiding the horns, not wanting to be impaled. You got this.
That's
give her
probably a
big
good
old
idea.
loopy ears, a little,
Yeah.
little rub.
She'll smile at that.
I'm gonna take this guard back. See if we can't persuade him. Give us a little bit more information.
What happened? What about that one that Cornelius? What happened with him?
He's gonna find it hard to talk to us unless we've got like a really strong cleric. Don't suppose you got any diamonds handy.
She's got high enough insight, and she's gonna know, and she's just gonna have she's just gonna say good, like
Good.
no, she's happy that like one of them that if it's any one of them that were not tortured to the point where they became where they were, she does not care for them. They are
And
complicit in what happened. They are dead to her.
Hey! Come on. That's enough. We want justice, not vengeance.
God, you have like so many great lines. What the hell? Where are you
I
getting
know,
all
right?
of this top tier writing? Oh my goodness!
Stop.
I'm sitting here like every
No.
conversation you have this like. God, can we just compile like just will quotes?
I can't wait for you guys to ask her for her oaths, because that's going to be great. But Will looks at Hala and she's like, there's a line.
Who'd we lose?
Yeah.
She's just gonna look. She's just gonna
Ravenous
look
tried
at
to
us like,
call me directly, bizarrely.
oh. She's just gonna look at Will and just have like a bit of a dark grimace and just say that
Happen.
vengeance and justice can often go hand in hand. And Will, I would say that you know, I will message you directly, but I will say that you know something about Hala's past that would definitely put her, and then obviously our DM knows as well that would definitely give her that kind of mindset.
Okay, so just to make sure that Ravenous gets her last action in, because I'm conscious we're quite a bit over time.
Yeah.
And what needs to go. So Ravenous, your last action.
I mean, Ravenous is aware of a chest within the vicinity of where she is right now.
Well, she's aware of it as another room in this tower room.
Oh, damn. Sorry. I got excited by Odin.
Yeah. So you can see on the map right now, there's another room.
So wait, no. Am I on third or second floor?
You're on the top floor, which is the third floor.
Oh, if I'm in top floor, then there's only one other room,
Which
where
is
there
this
is
room.
there are glowing crystal gems as well
That's
as
not
a.
the tower. You are thinking of this room over here at the top.
Is the tower not one room?
So you can see, I've got it up on the map right now, where you are on the map.
It's very small
place.
for me.
This place over here.
I'm on the tiniest of small.
You see where the mouse pointer is
screens.
flicking around?
Yeah, the screen will, that's fine, but it's
I mean,
very
I can
small.
make it bigger. Hang on. But basically, you're in a tower. There's broadly two rooms inside the tower. One of them.
Well, then,
is the
obviously,
bedroom.
I will investigate the other rooms.
Okay. So, in fact, what I can do is just make it bigger for you.
Oh, please do.
Do that.
Make it big. Not convinced by that. Oh, okay. There you go.
So you've explored this room. That was the bedroom
Hey!
with the discarded clothes and the trunk and the wardrobes. There's this other room that looks like a study area. So you start rummaging your way through there. You can see there's a bookshelf littered with very similar books to those that you'd found earlier about manipulation and about domination. There's a
Do an
few.
investigation check to see if any of the books seems like they lead to some kind of mysterious opening mechanism of secrets.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
It's gonna be shit. Oh, it's shit. It's a 3.
Okay, so your free investigation here. So you find, it's as I say, there's this bookcase. It's got various books that look along similar lines to what you've seen before. There's a desk. It's covered in a few sheets of paper. Even with a free investigation, they're not exactly hidden, so it's easy enough to just pick those up for later safekeeping. One of them talks of. It seems like a purchase order. Lord Flasheart has purchased a tavern. It's far away from Daggerford, far to the east. Not quite in the Vindani Empire, but far away in that direction.
I don't like that.
That's the only evidence of something outside of the Daggerford area that you've got that Lord Flasheart is operating.
So it says just a tavern far east. What is the name of the tavern?
The Way In, but it's spelled W-H-E-Y, like cheese.
Okay, so they're a very cheesy tavern.
I like that.
The Way In. So yeah, some kind of cheese-related tavern. They seem to have made a purchase order for, but that's all you find. So that's where we'll end the session. So yeah, Pot, sorry I know I kept you. Thank you very much, everyone.